For some Tuesday night basketball, a non-district battle between the Cookeville Cavaliers and the Knox Webb Spartans out of Knoxville, Tennessee. My name's Jacob Vincent, joined by Noah McKay for today's broadcast on UCR. Going to be a really fun couple of ball games between these two teams. Noah, some early week matchups, and of course a big week across the Upper Cumberland with some football coming up on Saturday. A lot of big basketball games coming up on Friday as well, but some early week matchups here right after the holiday week. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving week, having a good Thanksgiving, watching some football and chilling with some family, and now we'll get you ready for some basketball as well. For the Lady Cavaliers, good start to the season, 2-1 to start the year, taking on the Webb Lady Spartans, who are an undefeated 3-0 to start this season. Did not play last year, but these two teams did meet 2 years ago, where the Lady Cavaliers were able to win both of those matchups by 4 points apiece, both on the road and here at home. And this one tonight, sure to be a good matchup as well between these two.
Yeah, it absolutely should be, and this is the kind of games that both these coaches want to have early in the season. They're trying to figure out where their team's strengths are, where their weaknesses are, where they need to get better ahead of a district slate, and what for each of these teams hope is a run through the postseason that ends in the state tournament. They both want it to end at the end of the state tournament. No shortage of big-time players in both of these games, quite frankly, tonight. Players all over the floor that will be playing at various levels at the next level in college. So this is a fun one. It's one that's become a little bit routine. They've played each other several times over the years, and I think there's some mutual respect between these girls' programs, and it's going to lead to a really fun measuring stick game tonight.
For Knox Webb, they've got new leadership at the helm in their head coach, and Greg Hernandez, a switch from Shelly Collier, who was there for the previous 25 seasons. As you listen to the pregame show brought to you by Middle Tennessee Federal Credit Union, Shelly Collier, in her 25 years, she won 6 state titles with the Webb Spartans. She left for Lenore City this season. I'd say it's pretty good. It's a pretty good program. And then you bring in Greg Hernandez, who was at Seymour in his last stop for about 5 years. He played professionally in England a couple of seasons before that. He played in college as well, and he is from the eastern part of the state. He now takes over a Knox Webb program with a lot of talent, and mainly Mia Green, who has multiple Division I offers already coming into her sophomore season, has offers from Georgia, Arizona, Georgia Tech, Miami, Chattanooga, Mississippi State. The list goes on for this talented sophomore.
Yeah, she's very, very good, and Jamie Gillis, just talking to her a little bit before the game started, said she's very, very good. Been playing since she was an 8th grader in middle school, of course, a private school, so they can do that there at Knox Webb. And she is talented. She's good at all 3 levels of the floor. She is a handful for a Cookeville team. That's going to be very interesting to see how they handle that, right? In years past, when a superstar would come to town, they had the antidote. It's Jordan Gillis, Cassie Gallagher, go man-on-man, and you've got the ability with the length of those two players, particularly with Jordan Gillis, frequently would find herself one-on-one with the opposing team's best player. Can they do that this year, or do they have to get creative with the defense against a player like Green? It's going to be very interesting to see how they go about it. You know, they've got good defenders, but it's not that length. It's not that type of defender that can stop some of that dribble penetration and they kick out passes the way they had it in years past. So a little bit more onus perhaps on Jamie Gillis. She's a very good coach. She's got to go to the drawing board tonight to figure out how they can adjust to a player with the skill set of a Mia Green.
And I was just going to say they faced a similar matchup in that McMinn Central game when they faced Molly Massengale, who was a Mr. Basketball. She could have been a Mrs. Basketball finalist last season, with the exception of 2A being absolutely stacked in terms of Miss Basketball finalists. But she was a really good basketball player. Carolee Gilbert took on some of that defensive duties. But again, to your point, much different player, Jordan Gillis, much more length than Carolee Gilbert. But tell you what, Carolee Gilbert, also wanted to bring her up here in the pregame, brought to you by Middle Tennessee Federal Credit Union. She has been shooting the lights out. I know you got to see him in their last game last Tuesday at Middle Tennessee Christian School. She had a career-high 21 points, was 8 of 9 from the field, and 4 of 4 from three-point lands.
Yeah, Carolee Gilbert's been really good so far this season, and she lit up Middle Tennessee Christian School. MTCS had nothing for Cookeville last week, but it was starting with Carolee Gilbert and her ability to get it done in a variety of ways. Shot the lights out of the building, 4 for 4 from three-point land, but shot a great percentage elsewhere too, was able to get inside. And you look at her and you go, man, she's not going to be a big player in the post, but her ability to slice through the lane. It's tough to guard a player that plays the way she does, and when she decisively drives, she's able to get inside and change the arm angles and get some shots up from awkward angles, and Natum Fall. She's a big weapon for this team this year, a team that was looking for scoring. Allie Gillis didn't have a big scoring output in that game. You feel like that may be where the ceiling comes in. When she starts getting rolling, that ceiling could raise even higher for Cookeville offensively.
I think that's the exciting thing about this Lady Cavs team is Allie Gillis was the leading returner from last year in terms of scoring at about 8-9 points per ball game, and she's not even averaging that this season. Her high this season is 11 points against Cumberland County. She had 3 points in that MTCS game. Is not shooting the basketball particularly well, but again, she's just a sophomore. As the season goes on, that percentage will get a lot better for Allie Gillis.
I really believe, and it may be tonight, there's going to be a night where Allie Gillis shoots the lights out of the building, and then all of a sudden the shot will fall from then on out. She's just trying to find that rhythm. As soon as she finds it, forget about it, because she's a premier shooter, not only in this area, in this state.
We'll continue a little bit of preview coming up after this as we step aside for the national anthem. This is the pregame show brought to you by Middle Tennessee Federal Credit Union as the Lady Cavaliers get ready for the Webb Spartans. You're watching Cookeville basketball presented by Hooper Huddleston and Horner Funeral Home on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
This new construction open split bedroom plan in the Honeybrook subdivision has 1,560 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and features a tankless water heater, natural gas heat, and central air. Best of all, the owner is offering $10,000 credit at closing, which you can use for closing costs, a 2-1 buy-down, or price reduction. For more information, call Sonia Brown Real Estate at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown Real Estate is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is also home to the UCR Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back to Cookeville High School as we get you ready for the Cookeville Cavaliers taking on the Knox Webb Lady Spartans, 3-0 on the season. And this one is going to be a fun matchup, of course, going through the starting lineups. We'll bring you those coming up in just a little bit. Noah, for these two teams, early on in the season, you had mentioned it that they want to play these types of games early on to try to get ready for later in the season. This is a Knox Webb team that went 19-10 a year ago, 5-3 in their district play, but they fell in the first round of the Division II tournament. And so they're looking to build on some things this season with a little bit younger of a team.
Yeah, they certainly are, and this is a tough test for Knox Webb on the road. Cookeville team that you mentioned in the last couple of meetings, they both won them narrowly. Two different-looking basketball teams from those matchups, but still, to come on the road for Knox Webb on a Tuesday night to play against a really talented Cookeville team that can score in a variety of different ways, this is the kind of game where you could look at it from Knox Webb's perspective and say they may not face a team the caliber of Cookeville until deep in a potential postseason run there in Division II. So I like this game for both of these two teams for that reason. I think both of them get better out of here, and both of them have a better idea of the kind of basketball team that they are after a game like tonight.
Let's bring in the starting lineups for both sides. For the Cookeville Lady Cavaliers, 2-1 on the season, will be the home team on the scoreboard. Their head coach is, of course, Jamie Gillis. Carolee Gilbert, a sophomore, wears the number 1 jersey. Number 3 is another sophomore, Allie Gillis. A junior, number 4, is Macy Hudson. A senior, number 20, is Isabel Garcia. And a sophomore, number 30, is Charlie Roby. For the Webb Spartans, a little bit of a change from the starting lineup that I had written down from a previous contest, but just one change in their form. Malia Mixon getting the start in front of Brooklyn Bush. Outside of that, it will be another senior, number 3, and Caitlin Overton. 22, another senior, Sydney Stinson. A sophomore, number 23, is Avery Green. And a sophomore, number 24, this is the player to watch. She will be tipping against Isabel Garcia, Mia Green, multiple Division I offers, and just a sophomore here in this season. Cavaliers will be working from left to right on your video screen. The Webb Spartans from right to left. The Spartans win the tip, and we are underway here in Cookeville. This is Mia Green with the basketball. Throws it in the high post into the hands of Stinson. Give it back to Green on the left wing. Allie Gillis gets that defensive opportunity to start it off. Good defense to start. Threw it too hard off the backboard, and the Cavaliers clear it the other way. Gilbert hands it off to Hudson. Gilbert leading the team with 14 points per game, 3 games into the season. Hadn't scored in double figures all of last year. In her freshman year, has scored twice in double figures. Here's an Allie Gillis 3. That one's good. It's an Allie Gillis 3, brought to you by Domino's.
Yeah, look out. We talked about her pregame. If she gets hot, she may stay hot for the rest of the season, waiting for it to fall. That's a good start for Cookeville. They got to stop on the other end. Good defense, and now you see it.
Mia Green tries to answer, a little bit short on the attempt. Charlie Roby has the rebound for the Lady Cavs, who lead at 3-0. 1 minute into this contest. Hudson looking for an entry pass down low. Good defense by Stinson, who's able to take it away. And now she looks for some help in the backcourt. Green will bring it across the timeline here on the near side. The Spartans in the all-black with green trim uniforms. Kick it out on the wing to Mixon. Shot fake a couple of times. Roby knocked it free, and it's picked back up by the Spartans. Spartans coming off a win against Sidey Daisy, where they beat them 55-19. Also have wins against Dobbins-Bennett and Alcoa this year. Have not had a close basketball game yet.
Whenever Alcoa is a decent one. Other than that, I don't think we know exactly what this Lady Spartans team is. They'll know that better after tonight.
An awkward-looking shot, but it's up and in for Sydney Stinson. Her first 2 points of the contest gets them back within 1. 6:24 to play in the first quarter. A little pressure, and the Cavs are able to break it easily. Gilbert fakes on the 3, penetrates, puts up the right-handed floater. That one's a little bit short, and the Spartans pull down the rebound. They've got some numbers if they get it up in a hurry. Nice job by Gilbert stopping the basketball. Green into the front court, kicks it out on the wing. Mixon fires the 3. That one's off the mark. The long rebound, though, loose on the ground and picked up by Mia Green. She'll trigger the triple. That one's in and out, no good. So she is unable to find the bottom of the barrel so early on. She's 0 for 3, and the Cavaliers back with the basketball. Throw it back out top to Roby.
You can see the jump shot there for Green. It's a nice-looking jumper. It just hasn't been able to fall yet. As you mentioned, 0 for 3 to start. If you're Cookeville, you know that's not going to last. You want to cushion while she's cold.
Gillis had an open lane. She took it a little too strong off the window. Hudson, the offensive rebound, probably got fouled. Missed it on the way back up, and then a jump ball on the second rebound for Hudson. Cavaliers will keep it underneath.
Probably fouling 49 out of 50 states. Just not in Tennessee tonight. But a good job staying with it for Hudson and extends the possession. Cookeville with a chance.
Gillis fakes the 3, takes a side step to the left, looking inside, throws it back out top. Now they will throw it to Garcia, who's reached from behind. Stinson is going to be tagged with her first foul. It's the team's first here in the first quarter with 5:26 to play. Our first quarter presented by Hooper Huddleston and Horner Funeral Home.
And it looks to me, Jacob, like it's a more focal point tonight to get Allie Gillis the ball offensively. It was all Carolee Gilbert, and it worked for him. But as you're trying to, on Tuesday night, last Tuesday in Murfreesboro, but as you're trying to get one of your stars in rhythm, feed her, give her an opportunity to touch the basketball, feel it, and see if she can make a few shots.
There's Roby on the left wing after the inbounds. Lost the handle, got it back. Gillis catches in the corner, back to Roby. She'll penetrate. Good defense by Green, but Roby reestablishes, throws it up with the left hand, and it falls.
Great job by Charlie Roby in the chaos as there's a steal for Allie Gillis, and defense right back by Green, but a great job by Roby to give a little fake there in the midst of the chaos to move the defender Green off her spot and gets the easy 2.
Mixon at the other end for the Spartans, trying to throw it on the opposite block, and it's stolen away by Garcia. New player in for the Spartans. They're trying to get it to her. Kendall Mays, just an 8th grader, but the tallest player on the court here tonight. Roby across the timeline for the Lady Cavs, who have the 5-2 lead. 4:39 to play here in the first. Not too many stoppages, just the jump ball. And the ball out of bounds. Here's Carolee Gilbert. A little too strong off the glass, but another offensive rebound for the Cavaliers. Hudson was calling for it on the top of the key. Gillis couldn't get it to her. Gilbert will reset.
A little bit chaotic early on in this game as both teams are trying to fall into the structure of their offense. We've seen a lot of tip balls around, some turnovers both directions. So maybe the team that can get into their game the fastest has the chance to get the early advantage.
A lot of the points so far have just been second chance opportunities. Gillis fakes on the top of the key, being guarded by Mia Green. This will be a good battle between these two sophomores all night long. 4 minutes to go in the first. Hudson driving right baseline, throws it up with the right hand, short off the front side of the iron, got her own rebound, another jump ball, and this one will go on the way of the Spartans.
The shot doesn't fall, but it's great effort by Macy Hudson. 2 high-energy plays already for her in the opening quarter, and been able to get one possession back. That time forces the jump ball, which flips the possession arrow over.
So Paige Hamilton will check in for the first time, the senior for the Lady Cavaliers off the bench. Those two, her and Carolee Gilbert, have been kind of going back and forth with the starts so far this season, but Gilbert has been shooting the lights out of the basketball through the first 3 games. You got to get her on the court. 3:40 to play here in the first. This is the newly checked in Brooklyn Bush. Bush with the basketball, looking around, will throw it back out top. Off to Green, and it's stolen away by Allie Gillis. She's got the open lane at the other end, lays it up and in with the right hand, and the sophomore has 5 points here in the first. It's 7-2 Cavaliers. Almost another steal as Green mishandled it. She'll take it the other way across the timeline, picked up by Hamilton, thrown in the corner, a 3-ball on the way. That one's off the heel, no good. And Gillis has the rebound. Carolee Gilbert streaking out in front of the pack, throws it up with the right hand, but missed it. And she's upset with herself. It's turned into a track meet here in the first. 3:03 to play. Green slows it down for a second, now drives it to the right side. Off to Bush. Bush will penetrate, kick in the corner. Fake it 3 by Overton. And throws it back out. They're getting the penetration. They keep kicking it out. Green now drives it in through an elbow. Almost lost it. Finally picked up and thrown up there. No good. The attempt there by Kaylin Tiller, who checked in. Taylor. Carolee Gilbert at the other end. Throws it back into Hamilton somehow. Hamilton missed it on the way up. Gilbert, the rebound, goes up, got fouled, and she'll be at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Great job by Carolee Gilbert to win the race into the corner, saves it in, then immediately drives inside, crashes the rim to get the rebound, the putback, and the foul. So just an awesome possession there by Carolee Gilbert, and she's going to get a little breather there, rightfully so. Allie Gillis as well, last possession. Awesome job to jump in the passing line, get the steal for the easy 2, and now she's getting the corner 3.
And drills it again, another Domino's 3 for the sophomore, and hey, it's like no one knows what he's talking about with this basketball thing.
You can say, we can put that on screen record and just replay a little bit later. But yeah, Allie Gillis, she's rolling now, and when she gets hot, she will end the basketball game. She is in takeover mode early on.
Green finally gets one to go at the other end with a runner with the right hand from the left side. She's got 2 and makes it 10-4. 2 minutes to go here in the first. Gillis throws it into McLeod's hands on the right side. She had a career high in that MTCS game as well. 17 points off the bench for Kendall McLeod.
Yeah, it was her and Carolee Gilbert that were just raining in 3 after 3 after 3 in the middle portion of that game.
And McLeod was 5 for 7 from downtown. Gillis will pull it back out as Gilbert and Hudson back at the scores table at the next dead ball. 1:33 to play here in the first, presented by Hooper Huddleston and Horner Funeral Home. McLeod looks inside against the zone defense by Webb. Throw it back on the left wing. Roby in the middle of it. Kick it out. McLeod was open for a second. Also had Hamilton down low. Just didn't get it inside quick enough. Now Garcia catches deep. Goes up with the right hand. Too strong. Hamilton fighting for the rebound. Lost it. And it's picked up by Stinson. And then a foul on Paige Hamilton. So that'll be the first on Hamilton. First on Cookeville.
I think Cookeville's been able to get into their offense a little bit more effectively early on than Knox Webb has. For Webb, you're looking at Mia Green and saying, okay, when is she going to explode? She's capable of going on those runs by herself. But so far, I think the Lady Cavs have had a really good game plan for her. They're making life difficult for her to get to her spot and get up easy shots.
Little man-to-man press here for the Lady Cavs to slow them down a little bit. They back out of it. 1:05 to play here in the first. It's 10-4 Cavaliers. Mia Green with the basketball, gets a screen on the top of the key, steps over it, Hudson picks her up. Now she pulls up from 18 feet and knocks it down, a deep two for Mia Green.
Yeah, there's not a great way to defend that. Off the dribble, step back. The only way to defend it is maybe to take her down and just eat the foul. That is high-level basketball.
Hamilton now at the other end, drives it in, throws it up with the right hand. No, Hudson fighting for the rebound. She has been really good on the offensive glass tonight, not going to come up with it. It goes out of bounds. And it will be Lady Spartans basketball, trailing by 4 with 37 seconds to go here in the first.
A good time to mention, Jacob, you can watch this game live on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. It's been asked for a lot. Every game that's on the main page is also on our YouTube channel. Just search Upper Cumberland Reporter and it'll pop up live.
25 seconds to go here in the first. Green catches on the wing, fakes and drives, puts it up with the right hand, too strong. McLeod had the rebound, stolen away by Stinson, back up with the left and good. Now 12 seconds for the Cavaliers, only lead by 2. McLeod up into the hands of Hamilton. Hamilton finds Hudson at the free throw line with 5 seconds. Drives it in, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Overton, lost her balance, almost had it stolen, a jump ball. That will be Cavaliers basketball, but there's just 0.9 on the clock. You can run a tip play, and that's about it.
You love the high-effort play there if you're Cookeville, but it backfires just a little bit because now Knox Webb's going to get the opening possession of the second quarter, and Cookeville only has 0.9.
Gillis will inbound. Garcia back to Gillis. Didn't get it off in time. They got to shoot it right away, but that will take us to the end of the first. It's 10-8. Lady Cavs lead it by 2 as you watch Cookeville basketball, presented by Hooper Huddleston and Horner Funeral Home on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
My name is Lolly, and I'm a franchisee with Domino's. Growing up, I always loved Domino's, but I never imagined I'd own my own store. I'd have to say my favorite part of operating a store has always been making pizzas. It was a big step up becoming a manager. I was only 18, and I was running $1 million business. That's the great thing about Domino's. Promotions happen quickly if you work hard and you learn the business. If you want to own your own business, make money, and have fun while doing it, you won't find a better opportunity than Domino's. My name is Lolly, and I am Domino's.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents so you can worry about more important.
They get a jump ball right at the end of the quarter. The Knox Webb starts out with it. Well, the jump ball gives it right back to the Cavs, and no harm done. Gillis into the front court, almost poked away. Roby comes up with it. Roby into the corner, stolen away this time. Is the steal out of there by Avery Green. Green across the timeline on the top of the key. Will drive it right side on. Gilbert gets down low, now picks up her dribble and throws it back out top. Give it into the hands of Mia Green. Green will penetrate on Gillis. Try to pass it off, and Garcia comes up with another steal. Her second one tonight. 7:08 to play here in the first half, and Roby will bring it into the front court.
If you haven't already, make sure you like the stream on Facebook, comment along who you're cheering for, interact with us.
Good spin move by Hamilton, and she finishes with the right hand.
Yeah, Paige Hamilton's been getting in the lane in her minutes so far, but hadn't been able to get up a really clean look. That time she does and makes it count. I think we got a little bit of a dogfight brewing here between these two teams, Jacob.
Now a little bit of pressure by Hamilton. Pokes it away, loose on the ground. Roby comes up with it and finishes. 4 points now for Charlie Roby. Good defense by Paige Hamilton, the senior. It's 14-8, a 6-point advantage. That was a travel, and that'll be a turnover going the other way. The freshman who just checked in, and Chris Lowry turned it over.
Cookeville's ability when they get into press to speed teams up while not speeding themselves up is something that's always really impressive to me. It doesn't turn into necessarily a track meet all the time, but they get that other team, they're making mistakes they don't usually make. You have the travel there, you have an errant pass, things like that. Their ability to speed the game up defensively is really impressive.
Roby trying to find some help, finally got it to Hudson, but it hit the backcourt, and that'll be a backcourt violation. That pressure turning up a little bit here for the Spartans. We've seen some slips out there as well. Seems like the court might just be a little bit dusty. Seen some players try to make some cuts, and they can't quite plant. Coming into the front court will be Overton, who hands it off to Avery Green. Mixon lost it. Gilbert trying to fight for the steal. She's laying on the out-of-bounds line, and that will be Cookeville basketball. Didn't know if they're going to call it right away.
Well, again, Carolee Gilbert, nobody will ever, I think, describe her as tall. But it works out for her on plays like that because it's just easy for her to swipe the ball away and disrupt the dribble and the passes from the opponent.
Really good defender who's been shooting it really well. Has not scored yet tonight. Gillis has, though. She'll fire another Domino's three. A little bit short on the attempt. Bart Garcia has the rebound off to Roby in the lane. In and out, no. Rebound out of bounds. That'll belong to Knox Webb.
Love the look, though. Great pass from Garcia to Roby, sitting wide open in that soft spot in the mid-range. And you'll take that look, I think, every time down the floor if you're Jamie Gillis.
More pressure early on here from the Lady Cavs. It's a team that only allows about 43 points per contest. Coming into this game, they barely get it into the front court. That's out of bounds, and that's going to stay with the Spartans on the far sideline right at half court.
And that 43 is inflated by the overtime game against the Great McMinn Central team.
Almost another steal by Gilbert. Gillis comes up with it. Up to Gilbert. Shot fake, goes up, missed it. Mia Green just alters it just a little bit. Her presence being there, and then Gillis is going to be tagged with a hard foul. If Gilbert goes up right away, she probably finishes pretty easily, but she knew Mia Green was getting pretty close. Tried to go with a shot fake, and the little hesitation caused the miss. A 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Spartans. Stops the clock at 5:27 to go here in the second quarter. And not as clean of a second quarter, but Spartans have not scored yet in the second quarter, so the Cavaliers still enjoying a 6-point lead.
Well, and I think you hit on something there, Jacob. The inevitable ebbs and flows offensively that happen. But if you can sit back and rely on your defense, you're going to be fine. And right now, Cookeville's been able to sit back, rely on their defense. There really haven't been any easy looks for the Lady Spartans so far in this game. Mia Green made a couple of nice plays, the step-back jumper that you really can't do anything about. But other than that, they haven't been able to get easy layups, an open three anywhere. So I think Cookeville happy with the defensive effort, but 14 points through the opening 10-plus minutes. They'd like a few more than that. 4
points here in the second quarter so far. Mia Green will have it here on the inbounds as Cookeville backs off just a little bit. Not as much high pressure there in the full court. 5:20 to go here in the first half out of the timeout. Green on the top of the key gets switched off to Garcia. Now off to Avery Green. She'll drive it right side. Overton puts it on the deck with the left hand. Back cut by Mixon. Mixon puts it up at the right. Blocked away by Garcia. She comes up with the basketball, and then she is fouled 80 feet away from the basket.
Rejected. Isabel Garcia, that is a textbook swat right back in there. That's a big-time block there. And again, getting inside, but not an easy look for the Lady Spartans because of what Cook was doing defensively.
Kendall Mays picks up her first foul. It's the team's first here in the second quarter. This is also a Lady Cavs team that they'll go about 7 or 8 deep into their bench this season, so they've got a good amount of depth. They're able to keep everyone fresh out there. This is Gillis on the left wing into the corner to McLeod. She fires the three. It's going to be short. Rebound fought for. Great box out by Mixon. Up to Overton, who brings it up the court now for Webb. Off to Mia Green. Green on the right side, crosses over, pulls up from 15 feet and cashes it. She's got 6 points.
Yeah, it's those mid-range jumpers that are just so tough to defend, and that has been the offense, really, for Knox Webb over the last quarter and a half.
High-pressure defense. McLeod comes up with the basketball, kicks to Gilbert, who fakes the three. She penetrates. She got fouled, and she'll be at the line again.
Yeah, and I mentioned that in the pregame, her ability to penetrate off the drive and get shots up from weird angles, or at least get fouled. That time she gets rewarded with a trip to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
First time tonight. I said she was shooting free throws earlier. It was just a foul on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure how she wasn't shooting free throws
I don't
there,
know.
because she was definitely shooting the basketball.
She is shooting here and in and out on the first attempt. Gilbert so far this season is 4 of 7 now from the free throw line.
Sheila is watching from East Tennessee, cheering on Cookeville. Angie watching from Jamestown for Cookeville. David from Salt Lake City, Utah.
How about that?
It's awesome.
It's on the second attempt. 0 for 2 from the stripe that time for Gilbert. At the other end, Webb trying to cut back into the 4-point advantage for the Cavaliers. 4:12 to go here in this second quarter. Give it to Stinson. Being guarded by Hudson. Back out to Mia Green. Fakes the three. Sidesteps. Fires it. Missed everything. Picked up by Gilbert on the back end.
I think I know what her favorite shot is that step back. Wherever it is on the floor. That time just doesn't get it online.
Gilbert being bodied. Finally got the foul call. Overton will be tagged with her second. And Gilbert will be going to the line again to try to complete a couple of free throws at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Great possession. Got to cash in at the line, right? 0 for 2 the last trip. Go 2 for 2 here and extend that lead a little bit.
The sophomore scoring 14 points per game has not scored tonight. She had 21 against Middle Tennessee Christian last Tuesday. That's her first point tonight on that free throw. She had 14 points against Cumberland County as well. Those are her first 2 games in double figures in her career. Gilbert pauses and flies it. Got it again. 2 for 2 from the stripe that time, extends the lead back to 6. 16-10, under 4 to play here in the first half. Green brings it into the front court. On the left wing to Mays. She fires the triple and she connects. Kaylin Taylor, I beg your pardon, from downtown. Finds her first 3 of the contest. Paige Hamilton now with 2 defenders in front of her. Passes off to Carolee Gilbert. Pass fake. Now drives it to the corner. Off to Garcia. Garcia backs down her defender. She got fouled and got it to go. She'll be at the line for 1.
That's a great take by Isabel Garcia as she shields the defender off. Gets enough of an arm around where it's not he doesn't get that hook foul called, but gets to the rack and finishes nicely through the contact. That's a big-time play for Garcia after a 3 on the other end to kind of gain a little bit of breathing room back for Cookeville.
Garcia struggling at the line, knocks one down from the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line there, completes the 3-point play. Back to a 6-point advantage for the Lady Cavs, 19-13, 3:26 to play here in the first half. Our first half presented by Hooper Huddleston and Horner Funeral Home. Overton into the front court for Webb, into the corner. 3-ball fired off the backboard. I don't know how that's not over the back by Mia Green. It looked like Gillis had position, but they're going to let it go. And the jumper knocked down by Overton.
I want to do a study on if you think that you got fouled and you don't get the call, guaranteed the next shot the other team puts up, it goes through.
Roby left hand too strong. Garcia fighting for the rebound. Tipped last by Webb, and Cookeville will keep it underneath. 2:56 to play here in the second quarter as Emma Horner will check into the basketball game.
Linda's watching from Livingston, cheering on Cookeville. Stick around. We're in the Happy Hiller halftime show. Coach Josh Hurd going to come up and get to talk to him about the upcoming game against Knox Webb for the Cavaliers. Just the second game of the season for the Cavs.
Here's Carolee Gilbert. Will fake it. Bring it back to the middle of the court. Gets a screen. Passes off. Garcia cuts to the basket. Puts it up with the right hand and finishes. Just barreled over a defender. Overton kind of just got in the way there.
Barreled over, I think, is the best way to describe that one, Jacob. And able to finish inside. That's just sheer power out of Isabel Garcia.
Mia Green penetrates. Push off. Yep. That's an offensive foul. It's the second one she's done tonight. They finally called it. It's her first.
Yeah, that one. And we have a different angle on it than the official does because nothing is shielded off to us up here. And she just get that shoulder into the gut of Gillis. And, you know, I think what we've learned about Jamie Gillis and her defensive game plans is if she can run man, she's going to play man-to-man defense. And right now, Allie Gillis has been able to defend the penetration, which would have been the concern just sheer size-wise entering the game. A couple of times, she's just shielded off and turned her back to make sure she doesn't get the foul called against her. And that time, in position and gets the charge. She's doing a really good job against one of the top players in the state in Mia Green.
Able to sell it as well that time and make a call. Does so and picks up the first foul on Mia Green. So the Cavaliers will have the basketball out of the timeout. They took it, so it's their first time out of the ball game, a full timeout. 2:30 to play in this first half. 21-15 is the score. The Cavaliers starting to find their rhythm a little bit more offensively. First, it was Allie Gillis in the first quarter with the 3-ball from downtown presented by Domino's. And then in the second quarter, it's been a balanced attack. 4 different scores here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think Cookeville doing just that. The only thing that I think they'll be discussing here is the last couple of possessions. You think about the 3 that they hit. Knox Webb has been able to get into their half-court offense a little bit more, something they couldn't do in the first quarter and a half or so. But all things considered, you're taking on the other end more mouths getting fed, right? Isabel Garcia starting to get involved, Allie Gillis getting involved, still room for Carolee Gilbert and Charlie Roby. So interesting to see how that distribution continues to grow through the game.
Paige Hamilton getting taped up over on the trainer's table, their left foot. So that'll be something to pay attention to. Gilbert fires from deep, a little bit off the mark. Hasn't been able to get going yet, and that one's a silly reach-in foul for Garcia. That, though, fortunately, is just her first.
Yeah, just the team second. So you can be a little bit aggressive there trying to force some steals, but yeah, it was a good feed by Isabel Garcia to get Carolee Gilbert the ball. Quick shooters, always the green light is on for Cookeville if you're on the floor. Gilbert triggers it away and just didn't get it to fall.
Gillis still gets that defensive position on Mia Green. 2:05 to play here in the first half. Green on the top of the key, steps to the right that time, switched off to Garcia, switch it right back. Kicks it out to Overton. She penetrates, goes up, lost it, but a foul is going to be called on the shot, and I believe Carolee Gilbert is going to be tagged with it. That is the case, and that'll be Gilbert's first.
Yeah, it was just a little bump in the air. Gilbert got into the body of the shooter as she went up, and so that's where the foul comes in. You're looking as an official from talking to officials, that the few that will talk to me, but that motion of moving her off of her spot in the air that impacts the shot, that's what triggers the call.
Overton missed the first. Second one no good. Rebound picked up by Roby.
Get out of jail free card if you're Cookeville there.
Not a bad foul. 1:50 to play in the first half. 21-15 our score. Cavaliers lead it with the basketball. Gillis, deep 3 on the way. Got it to go again. Another Domino's 3 for Allie Gillis. She's into double figures and has tied her season high with 11 points here in the first half.
Did we mention she could shoot the lights out of the building? Because right now she is, and she's going to blow through that season high, I think, and set the new one here today.
Has only missed 1 3 tonight. Came in shooting the basketball 25% on the season. It's the biggest lead of the night at 9 points, 24-15. 1:25 to play in the first half. They check on Avery Green. She says she's good to go. 1:20 to play in this first half. Overton.
They're high-fiving each other.
Trying to shield the ball away from Carolee Gilbert, who one of the more tenacious defenders as well. Garcia out on Avery Green, went for the shot fake, drives it in. Green can't get it to go, and the rebound picked up by Garcia. They had numbers. Now Gilbert has the basketball across the timeline. Gillis wanted it, couldn't get it. Now Roby inside Garcia. 2 defenders on her. Kick out Gillis, way downtown, fakes it. Defense got out on her too quick. Garcia inside, goes around her defender, but can't quite get the shot to go. The rebound picked up by Gillis, back up. No good, but she does get the foul, and she'll be at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line again.
Cookeville's doing a great job on the offensive glass in the first half. That time, Allie Gillis doesn't have to be triggering in there. There's 4 different Lady Spartans. You think that's going to be an easy possession, but she's able to win the hustle battle and gets rewarded with a trip to the line.
That's her first free throw tonight. She is good on it and has struggled coming in.
10-point lead.
Yeah.
You know, it got a little tight there for a minute after that 3 on the one end, and Cookeville's answer with, I believe it's a 7-0 run now here for the Lady Cavs.
Can't get it to go that time. In and out. 1 for 2 from the stripe. 25-15, they lead it by 10. 40 seconds to play in the first half. Green, step back, no. Garcia had the rebound, picks it up, gets it off to Gilbert. Now they got numbers, 3 on 2. Gilbert penetrates, fakes a pass, throws it up, and finishes with the left hand. Strong finish for the sophomore. Her first field goal tonight. It's 27-15, 20 seconds to go. Mia Green on the left baseline, trying to throw it to Overton, stolen away by Horner. Now it's loose on the ground. Gilbert and Overton fighting. They get it off, tried to pass it out to Green, and it's stolen away again. Got hammered, and Overton is going to be tagged with a foul.
I do not believe Coach Hernandez is going to be thrilled with how this last minute has gone, as this is going to be free throws 2 possessions where Knox Webb came down and took quick shots or just tried to get the play going too fast, and that's going to lead to the potential for 4 Lady Cavalier points as this lead expands. If they take it down and just try to dribble and get the last shot, worst case scenario, they're down 10 in the break. Now they may be down 14.
Emma Horner heads to the line. She's 1 for 2 so far this season from the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. The senior flies away the first and drills it.
Yeah, I'm always impressed, especially once we get into January and February. Usually every Lady Cavalier shoots really good free throws. And that's so critical, especially as you know, you get into these district games into the postseason. Those games are tight. That's really the difference between extending your season and going home.
The high arcing shot finds the bottom of the barrel again. It's 29-15. It's a 14-point lead. 3 seconds at the other end. Taylor fires and misses short. It's a great end to the first half for the Lady Cavaliers. They put up 19 points in the second quarter. They lead at 29-15. Outscored them 19-7 in that second quarter. Cavaliers lead it at halftime, 29-15. We have the Happy Hiller halftime show coming up next as you watch Cookeville basketball, presented by Hooper, Huddleston, and Horner Funeral Home on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
This new construction open split bedroom plan in the Honeybrook subdivision has 1,560 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and features a tankless water heater, natural gas heat, and central air. Best of all, the owner is offering $10,000 credit at closing, which you can use for closing costs, a 2-1 buydown, or price reduction. For more information, call Sonia Brown Real Estate at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown Real Estate is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. That's happyhiller.com. Lady Cavs lead by 14 at the break in the first half of our doubleheader. The second half, we'll see the Cavaliers take on the Spartans. We're joined now by the undefeated Cookeville Cavalier head coach, Josh Hurd. Of course, the Cavs only played 1 game so far, Coach. And that's interesting how your schedule is shaped out. It's giving a little bit more practice time. So how do you feel about the state of this team right now? You got to see them play once. You got the big win over Cumberland County, but you've seen them more in that practice time and knowing that you've got a good test tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about it. You know, we've the schedule kind of lined up in our favor a little bit. You know, we've had some kids a little under the weather, had some kids hurt. So these extra days that we've had has been helpful for us just to to get back on the good foot, as people say.
The Colin Ayers, we've known him, of course, since before middle school, and how his potential was through the roof, and he's just been unable to get through the injuries that keep happening. Mm-hmm. You have him in now. What does this offense kind of look like with him and his skill set doing with all the players that I think people are familiar with Josh and Jalen and Jaron and the rest of them?
Yes, I tell you, one of the biggest things it does for us, he's almost like another coach on the court. He's one of the smartest kids I've coached, before. And he knows the game. He knows what we need to do. If people pay attention to him, he'll come over and he'll say stuff to me like one of my assistant coaches would say something about the game or what we should do and what they're doing. So, he brings that element to us, which we've desperately needed. Just having a floor general that can be able to take care of the ball in those crunch times. There were games last year and the year before last that we've lost by two 2-possession, 3-possession ball games just simply because we didn't have someone that can control the ball for us. And now we have that. So, a team full of guards, but we still need that essential point guard, and that's what we've been missing. And, just having him back has been great. He's boosted up the game of the other players as well, because it takes them off the ball where they can, kind of play a little freely. And, our offense has been looking better. So, we'll see what it looks like tonight.
To expand on that, does that help having that quintessential point guard, which I think people can go back and watch his Avery Trace days and see that's what Colin Ayers is. Does that help slide everybody into their kind of more natural roles, and you don't have guys having to handle the rock or that can be at their spot with dudes that can shoot the lights out of a building?
Yes, it really does, and even going back to, to my youngest son, Jalen, last year he played the point for us a little bit, and he's played the point in middle school, and he's played the point, his freshman year, but he's really one of those hybrid guards, like a 1-2. He likes to score the ball, he likes to move and roam and shoot threes. So it was able to take him off the ball and give him a little bit more freedom on his game. And the same thing with Josh. Last year, if you guys came and watched us play, you guys know that Josh, in crunch time, fourth quarter, he would be the one bringing the ball down the court because he just felt comfortable with it, in his hand. So now that allows him to go down the court, and rest for a couple seconds, and then get ready to, get into whatever play we want to. So it's bringing elements to our game that it's little things that it's like a waterfall effect, and it just by him having to take care of that basketball, other people's games just come into play a little better.
The depth of this team on an ideal night, how deep do you think you need to get in your bench? Are you playing 6 guys, 7 guys, 8 guys? What do you hope that rotation kind of looks like? I feel very,
very, very comfortable playing the 7. We have 7 guys that can be starters at any other school. We can comfortably play 8 guys with just one of those guys being a freshman right now. So he's still learning the game, but I feel comfortable having him come in. And I'm speaking of Bryce Herring. He's a heady point guard. He's just a freshman. And when you're playing in this district and this league and this caliber of talent, it's tough. But having those 7 guys in front of him, if those 7 guys went in front of him, he would definitely be starting. He definitely would. But just being comfortable, we have a very, very solid 7 guys that we can come out and play, and if need be, we can play 8.
Last one for you here. What do you expect to see out of Webb tonight? A team that's always really athletic coming to town.
Man, they play the same way. And that's the reason why I love scheduling them before Christmas. They get out and they guard the ball and they use their hands and body, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It makes us tougher. It allows us to really show our guard skills. And for us, we need that. We need to have those games that we can get challenged physically by other guards. It's not too many times where we have a team that can guard us with 5 guards on the court. And Webb can do that. Their offense is very energetic. As soon as they cross half court, they're in it. So I'm looking forward to us just being able to guard like we've been trained to do. And offensively, I just want to see us be strong with the ball. That's one of the biggest things that we've talked about in these years by playing Webb. We just got to be strong strong with the ball.
Absolutely. Well, he is Josh Hurd. The Cavaliers going to take on Knox Webb after the conclusion of this game. Coach, thanks very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and blanks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech.
Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is also home to the UCR Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back to Cookeville High School. Halftime score 29-15 in favor of the Lady Cavaliers. Appreciate Coach Josh Hurt coming up, previewing obviously a little bit of this season, but this upcoming game going to be a really fun game on the boys' side. It's been a fun one on the girls' side, but the Lady Cavs have played some really good basketball and a really good close to the first half going into halftime.
Yeah, Knox Webb hit a three in the corner to cut it to a 3-point lead for Cookeville, and then the Lady Cavaliers took off. Knox Webb did not score again after that point. They ended the quarter on let's do some quick math here. That's a 16-0 run for Cookeville to end that second quarter. Really impressive. They're doing it in a variety of different ways. Allie Gillis has roared to life, but Isabel Garcia getting inside. And Knox Webb felt like they made some good adjustments at the end of the first, and then all of a sudden the floodgates open, and they're in a little bit of trouble here on the road. And I tell you, if Cookeville can finish it off the way they did, this would be the really good win. It'd be by far their best win of the season so far.
Cavaliers had 6 different players score in the first half, led by Allie Gillis with 12 points. Mia Green leads the way with 6 points for the Spartans, misses at that end, and Garcia had it for a second and then lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see a lot more of that. The only path that I kind of see to victory for Knox Webb is Mia Green's got to go crazy in the second half and just get really hot from the field. And so far, Cookeville's doing a great job of making life difficult for her. She's going to get hers, but they're making it tough.
There's a 3 by Avery Green, and I was just going to say they could use some outside shots. That one's going to help. It gets them within 11, 29-18. Now some pressure at half court. Is it a backcourt violation? It is. Carolee Gilbert got hit, and she's a little bit shaken up in the process. Kind of putting her hand to her mouth. And hopefully she's good to go.
Tough young lady. She'll
Paige Hamilton back out there as well. She was getting taped up back in the second quarter. Good to see the senior back out there. 30 seconds in to this third quarter. Almost a steal by Hamilton. Avery Green with it, hands it off to Mia Green. Mia around a screen, pulls up from 17 feet and drills it. Quick 5-0 run for the Lady Spartans. They've cut it to 9, 29-20. Now some full court pressure, a little 1-2-2. Garcia off to Gillis, give it back out Roby. Now to Gilbert, kicks in the corner to Hamilton, saves it from going out of bounds. Gilbert give it right back to Hamilton, looking inside Garcia. Good seal, makes one open move, puts it up and missed it. Gillis fighting for the rebound, is going to be a jump ball. And there were a couple times, if she goes up at a certain time, she's wide open.
Yeah.
It will be Spartans basketball.
Garcia, when they turn on the tape, she'll see Charlie Roby was wide open from downtown. She can shoot the 3, but, don't have a problem with your post putting up the shot, and they end up keeping possession on the arrow. But that's one of those, if you're doubled, somebody's wide open somewhere else.
I misspoke. It is Cavalier basketball. Garcia drives it left baseline, turns around into the defense, looks for help, and kicks it out. This is Roby on the top of the key over a screen. She's going to fire the deep 3. That one's off the mark, out of bounds, and that'll be Spartans basketball going the other way. Charlie Roby just 1 for 3 coming into tonight from downtown. That's going to stay at 1 for 4.
That is nothing more than a good old-fashioned announcer jinx by yours truly. My apologies.
29-20, Cavaliers on top, but a 5-0 run out of the break here for Knox Webb. Overton on the right wing. Throws it to Mia Green, around a screen, fires the 3 and hits.
Yeah, that's all play design there. Is Mia Green just kind of hanging out, not really paying attention on the other side, and all of a sudden there's 2 ball screens set up for her. She explodes off, and immediately the pass is on the money for 3. That's just really good play design to get an easy look for your best player.
She's got 5 points here in the second half, 11 on the ball game. It's 29-23, back to 2 possessions. What was a 14-point lead out of the break for the Cavaliers. Gilbert got loose on the left wing and picked back by Mixon. Now Hamilton, top of the key. Inside Garcia, threw it over her head and out of bounds. And that'll be going back the other way. A turnover by the Cavaliers.
Cookeville needs a timeout.
And they're going to take one. A 30-second timeout on the floor taken by the Lady Cavaliers. It is an 8-0 run for the Spartans out of the break.
Yeah, that entire possession, I'm sitting up here just motioning it. Timeout, timeout, timeout. It was time for it for Cookeville as they just have not been able to come out with that same intensity that we saw in that second quarter where they expanded the big lead. And Knox Webb has come out, and they're doing exactly what we said, getting it to Mia Green in various spots. She's heating up from the field. They got one other basket from 3, so you got some of the other players contributing. And now all of a sudden, forget about a 14-point game. Back, as I said at the beginning of the second, I thought it was going to be a dogfight. Here we are again.
When you've got a player the caliber of Mia Green, you know that they're never going to be out of a ball game because she can catch fire at any given time. She has done that here to start this game. Again, she's got offers from Georgia, Arizona, Georgia Tech, Miami, Chattanooga, and Mississippi State, among others.
The Georgia offer's not that great. Everything else is really great for her. I'm joking, of course, go Vols. But still, she's a big-time player. She's going to play at the Power 5 level if she chooses to.
5:50 remaining here in this third quarter. Overton, hands off, Avery Green, now to Mixon. Mixon gives it back to Stinson. Haven't looked for Mia Green yet. She's camped out on that left side just waiting for a screen. Now she goes along the baseline. They try to get it to her. The pass is picked off by Gilbert. Gilbert will bring it into the front court for the Cavaliers on the right wing. Gillis is wide open if she can get it there. Drives in. Gilbert with the left hand finishes.
Great take there by Kara Lee. And I mentioned it earlier, her ability to get inside and finish from different angles just on display there. That's a great take.
That helped defense, also knowing that Allie Gillis is in the corner, kind of pulling her off of it. Good take by Gilbert. She's got 6 points now. Has that team average of 14. Mia Green, that step back again, short. Great box out by Garcia, and we're going to get a foul called. Is it on Garcia?
Wow.
Whoa, she's boxing out. And the referee saying she's grabbing her jersey down by the hip, and they're going to say that's what the foul call was on. I'm going to say they held her jersey.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a bad call.
Apparently you can't box out.
Apparently
Who
not.
knew?
New rule.
There are some new rules. That is not one of them officially. It's 31-23. Webb keeps it underneath the basket. And a good steal by Gillis.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is ball don't lie.
That's exactly what that is. 5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. The second half presented by Double Precision Landscaping and Lawn Maintenance. Hudson throws it to Gillis on the right side, fakes the 3, takes a step to the left.
I think if that's not 24 right at her, she's probably triggering that, but a wise decision.
They're counting, and she's definitely not within an arm's length, but we've seen that quite a bit this season. Roby gets a screen. Looking for some help. Off to Garcia. Garcia, pinned her defender, takes it inside and finishes from the right side.
It's a great play by Isabel Garcia. She shields off the defender up at the free throw line, drives in, and then is able to shield off Mia Green as she tries to swipe it out of her hands, finishes it off the glass for 2. High-level play out of Isabel Garcia.
Since that timeout, now a 4-0 run until that bucket by Mia Green and a 30-second timeout taken by the Spartans so they can set up a defense. Mia Green has 7 points here in the quarter. She's got 13 on the ball game, back within 8 with 4:14 to play in the third quarter.
Well, and after she started 0 for 3, we said, hey, she's going to heat up at some point. When's it going to come? Well, it's been out of the break as she is locked in, apparently like shooting on this side of the floor and in a variety of different ways, right? Range in the 3. The mid-range game is really impressive for Mia Green. And she's kind of roaming in there, just getting to various spots and her length to get over and there's never been a moment where you thought one of those shots was going to get blocked. So you see the skill set. There's no question about it. You see why she's tallied up the offers that she has. And while I think in totality Cookeville's done a nice job against her, she's starting to get hers, which is a concern if you're Jamie Gillis.
Cookeville's a different place to shoot the basketball as well. There's a lot of space behind the hoop, and then there's that, of course, the concourse up above it, which adds even more space. And then when you're coming from Knox Webb, where it's a very small gym, you've got a wall pretty much right behind the basket. A little bit different eye area to shoot it at when you're shooting at the rims here in Cookeville. Garcia with the basketball out of the timeout. Skip it over to Carolee Gilbert. Gives it back to Garcia in the high post. Kicks it out. Gillis triggers the 3 again. Short that time. Rebound picked up by Hudson. Hudson looking for some space. Left hand, no. Garcia pulls it down again for the Cavaliers. And a jump ball is called. That'll go to Knox Webb.
Cookeville's doing a great job on the offensive glass in this game. Even when they've had a little bit taller of a lineup for Knox Webb, the Lady Cavs have been able to get in there and get those hustle rebounds and extend possessions away. They don't get points out of that, but they do flip the possession arrow.
Almost a 5-second call. They finally get it in. A little bit of pressure here for the Cavaliers just to make them think about it a little bit. Overton with the basketball. Gonna hand it off to Mixon. Here's Mays. Overton on the right wing. Free throw line extended. 3.5 to play in the third. She'll drive it into the free throw line. Get to the left baseline. Gilbert on defense. Kick it out to Mia Green. Top of the key. Takes it all the way to the basket. Blocked by Garcia from behind. Great defensive recovery by the senior.
And that gets the student section, which is here in full force. Good to see that today. The brigade has shown up today. That gets them excited. That's a big-time block against the team's best player, so put that one on the huddle highlight.
That's almost what you have to do if you're Isabel Garcia. You're not going to guard her on the perimeter, let her go by and use your size. She does. That time, Mia Green gets inside and gets it over the top of Allie Gillis. Mia Green taking over here in the third quarter. It's a 6-point game again, a tie-up at half court. No whistle. Gillis somehow pulls it out of there, and Gilbert's got the basketball. Down low, Hudson, open, and finishes. Great job by the Cavaliers, keeping their poise, and a good pass down low.
Yeah, staying calm in the chaos that time. Very nicely done. Great feed, and Hudson to be able to finish while players go flying past her.
Hudson's first 2 points tonight. There's Mia Green on the top of the key, being guarded by another sophomore, Allie Gillis. Down low to Mays. Good pass. Mays establishes, got hit, and will be at the line. Garcia just found herself in the wrong spot at the wrong time. It'll be tagged with a foul.
Yeah, only way you get out of there without a foul is if you get all the ball and trips your line. But if you got a foul, make it count. So she's going to go to the line and earn it.
Kendall Mays heading to the line, an 8th grader. And again, the tallest player on the court for either of these teams.
Would never guess that she's an 8th grader.
And we mentioned it in the pregame. Mia Green was one of those players. These private schools, you can play if they're in the same building. You can play from that middle school level here at the varsity level.
There's a 7th grader on
there. There is a 7th grader. We don't have her number, though, so we hope she doesn't come in.
Don't suspect she'll play much, but she gets on the roster in class of 2029, which means
wild.
We're getting old.
Wild when you see that on there. Offensive rebound for Mia Green. Back up and good again. 2 missed free throws, but it didn't matter because 2 more points for Mia Green, and she's got 11 here in the quarter, 17 on the ball game. Carolee Gilbert at the other end. Cavs still with a 6-point lead. Hasn't gotten closer than that. Deep 3, Allie Gillis, and hits it again. Another Domino's 3 for the sophomore. 15 big ones for Allie Gillis. It's back to a 9-point lead. At the other end, left side jumper. That one falls off the hands of Kaylin Taylor.
It's an offense party right now in Cookeville. Both these teams red hot in the quarter. This is fun to watch.
Carolee Gilbert into the front court for the Cavaliers, and it's been a battle between Mia Green and Allie Gillis. Allie Gillis with 15, Mia Green with 6, or make it 17. Garcia around Mays, and they're going to call a foul on the body before she got down to the basket.
Yeah, we saw it earlier in midair. It's just trying to push her off her spot, and if you're Isabel Garcia, you know that's an 8th grader against you, and you've got a lot more experience in those types of plays, and so she uses her size and her ability there to get inside and gets rewarded with the call, but neither one of these teams in any sort of a foul trouble. It's been a pretty clean game so far.
Mays just her 2nd foul. There's only one player with 3. That's Caitlin Overton. Inbound it to Garcia at the elbow. Kick it out to Gillis. Fakes left, drives right. Into the paint. Right hands. That one's too strong. Rebound tipped around, and Mays has it. Got to be careful not to pick up a foul, and that's exactly what's going to happen for the Cavaliers. I believe it's going to be Hamilton. Nope, it's going to be Allie Gillis, who's going to pick up her 2nd.
Well, I just said that, which means we're about to have 17 fouls called in the next 97 seconds.
Somehow they hear us all the way up here. 1:45 to play in the third quarter. That is the 13th foul on the Cavaliers.
I did think that was a foul, by the way,
yes.
Just for the record.
Yes. Avery Green with the basketball. Good defense by Garcia all the way out top. She's got Mays on her. Now Mia Green being guarded by Gillis again, asking for a screen, uses it. Switched off. Step back. 3 on the way. That one is way too deep. Long rebound. Loose on the ground. Horner down there to tie it up. That'll be a jump ball, and that'll be Cavalier basketball going the other way.
Again, I mentioned in the open, Jacob, that I love these two teams scheduling this game. The same thing goes for the boys team, and Josh Herbert's kind of talking about it. And you've seen it. These are 2 really good basketball teams in different ways, right? Knox Webb a little more star-dependent. Cookeville got that balanced attack working for them. But this is a good measuring stick game, and a game that you kind of will see this style once you get into the postseason, so a good game to schedule.
Good pass down low to McLeod. McLeod turns around, kicks it back out. Horner fakes the three. She got fouled. They didn't call it. Roby on the left wing. Roby all the way to the basket, lays it up and in from the left side. It worked out for him. 6 points for Charlie Roby.
I'm going to steal that. She got fouled and they didn't call it.
There's 2 hands on her. It's a foul.
Oh, that's a big call. It's going to go on Allie Gillis.
She had the basketball, but they do tag her with the foul. Allie Gillis, fortunate, just her third, but it is a big third. 55 seconds to play here in the third.
Yeah, and I wonder if Jamie Gillis, she's going to get her out of the game here. You don't want to pick up that fourth before the fourth quarter begins.
Yeah, so Carolee Gilbert will check in. Isabel Garcia is also out of the game with 3 fouls right now. So Isabel Garcia, Allie Gillis, both with 3 fouls. 55 seconds to play here in the third.
Curious to see how Knox Webb plays this. I think they went too fast at the end of the second quarter, and it led to a bigger lead into the break for Cookeville. See if they go fast or try to hold. It's a little different now because time will tick away quickly, but you're in the single digits and you're in the ball game.
Mia Green being guarded by Roby, tries to go past her, backing her down to the basket. Left side, no. Rebound in the hands of McLeod.
Good job by Charlie Roby to defend without fouling. You can't help the size difference, but you can be in the right position, and she does just that and then gets the call against her. Really great set of plays by Charlie Roby.
And the fans are loving it as well. She gets a round of applause, and now they're going to bring in that offense, and Isabel Garcia, Allie Gillis. Looks like McLeod is going to take the basketball out. Horner and Hamilton come out for the Cavaliers. 26 seconds to go here in the third, 40-31. They've weathered that run by the Spartans very well. They didn't lead by 14, but they weathered the run. They've got a chance to tack on some more here at the end of the quarter, heading to the fourth.
Yeah, that very easily could have been a tie game at this point, but after that timeout by Jamie Gillis, they just settled down, and teams have traded buckets, but you can do that when you're up by 9.
Gillis fires the three again and hits again. Another Domino's three for the sophomore. 18 for Allie Gillis. 4 seconds for the Spartans. Lost it out of bounds. Clock stops at 1.9, and that's Cavalier basketball going the other way.
And she rolled her ankle. Hopefully she's
She's
okay
got a
there.
wrap. Oh, it's her other foot.
Yeah,
I was going to say, she's got a
rolled that
wrap
right
on her
ankle.
left foot, and she is immediately coming off the court.
Yeah, she's in some pain. She immediately grabbed it. That's why that ball went flying like that. That just kind of planted on the outside of her foot.
She's trying to stretch out her right calf, it looks like. Either a right one or a left one. Both of them now.
Yeah, both of them.
She's got an ankle brace on the left one. It looks like she just hurt her right foot and favoring one of the sides. 1.9 seconds for the Cavaliers. They do have to go the full length of the court.
Give it to 3. There's
Good.
the
I like
game
that.
plan. Give it to 3.
They give it to 1. Gilbert doesn't get it off. Good effort at the end. But a great end to the third quarter again for the Lady Cavaliers. They lead it by 12, 43-31. We head to the fourth quarter as you watch Cookeville Cavalier basketball presented by Double Precision Landscaping and Lawn Maintenance on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
My name is Lamont, and I'm a delivery expert at Domino's. There's so many reasons to love driving for Domino's. The flexible hours, the training, the people, and of course the pizza. The best part of my job is really bringing a smile to a customer's face. I'm active duty military, and I deliver pizzas part-time for some extra money. Domino's has amazing career opportunities. My franchisee started as a driver and worked his way up to becoming an owner. At Domino's, I have the same opportunity. My name is Lamont, and I am Domino's.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
(43-31) is our score. The Lady Cavaliers led by 14 at halftime. They let an 8-0 run go to the Spartans to start the second half, but then weathered the storm. A good finish to the third quarter again. They're now back up by 12 and heading to this final frame.
Yeah, the second half of every quarter so far has been all Cookeville. They can put a full quarter together, night-night, because they'll be up huge.
That's going to be a foul out top. They're going to say Carolee Gilbert got into the body of Mixon. That'll be the second foul on Carolee Gilbert. A little bit of foul trouble for the Cavaliers. Gillis and Garcia both with 3 fouls. Gilbert just picked up her second. Those are the only 3 players in any bit of foul trouble.
Postgame, Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. And we got a really fun boys game.
Yeah, we do.
Coming up. We're having 87 guards on the floor at once.
Yes, it's going to be fast. And they're going to be tall guards.
Yes.
They're 6'4", 6'5" guards. That's Hudson getting the tie-up in there. Tell you what, she hasn't scored a lot tonight, just 2 points tonight, but she has been on the floor defensively and crashing the boards on the offensive glass. Getting new opportunities for this Cookeville offense. Gilbert, top of the key, thought about it for a second. Now throws it to Garcia. This is Gillis. She'll think about it. Now to Roby. She will fire it. And hits a Domino's 3 for Charlie Roby.
A wise man once said Charlie Roby can shoot the 3. She reins that one in, and now you blink, it's the largest lead of the night for the Cavs.
15 points here in the fourth. 7:18 to play in the ball game. Hudson getting in there again on the basketball, but that time she got tied up, and it's going to be tagged with a foul. Hudson will pick up her first. That is the team's second. So that could prove big for the Spartans' comeback efforts late in this ball game. Again, the new rule, you get to 5. There's a push-off, and that's an offensive foul. And a good sell job as well by Gilbert, but she absolutely pushed off with 2 hands and extended the arms. Kaylin Taylor pushing off.
Well, and you say sell job, and the reality is you've got to make sure the official sees it.
Yeah.
And so that official sees maybe the reaction first, but then looks down and sees that arm extended. That's an easy call, so a really good job by Carolee Gilbert.
Just the first foul on Taylor. Hudson on the left wing against that 2-3 zone that Webb has pretty much been in all night long. They try to throw it inside. Garcia somehow ends up with the basketball. It'll be a jump ball, and it will go back to the Spartans. Fortunate that it turned into a jump ball.
And I wonder if there's, and I'll ask her during halftime of the boys game if there's any frustration for Coach Gillis. She wants to see man-to-man defense. She wants her team to have to face man-to-man defense, especially against teams like Knox Webb that has an athlete like Mia Green out there. She wants her players to feel that because she knows that they get into the region and they're playing Blackman, they get in the sub-state, they're playing Bradley Central. If there's an offensive foul, they are going to face man-to-man defense.
Sydney Stinson backing down Allie Gillis in the lane is going to be tagged with the offensive foul. It's her third. It's the team's second here in the fourth. And a timeout's going to be taken by Coach Hernandez, a full timeout, and he is not happy with the officials tonight. 46-31 is our score. We'll step aside. 6:43 to play in the contest. You're watching Cookeville basketball, presented by Double Precision Landscaping and Lawn Maintenance on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Back here in Cookeville, our score, 46-31, 6:43 to play in the fourth quarter. The Cavaliers have hit a 3 to start this quarter. Charlie Roby knocked it down, and it's led to a Greg Hernandez timeout for the Spartans. They have 2 timeouts left in this ball game, trying to mount a comeback. And again, this is a good Knox Webb team. They're 3-0 on the season with wins against Dobbins, Bennett, Alcoa, and Soddy Daisy. We know Soddy Daisy. We've seen them. Not the strongest team in the world. Alcoa is usually a pretty good basketball team. They beat them by 22.
It's a really nice way of putting it.
I try. I try my best. Carolee Gilbert trying to bounce it to Hudson. They got sped up a little bit. Garcia somehow ends up with the basketball. And throw it back out to Gillis, who will slow it down just a little bit. Again, the Cavaliers lead it by 15. You can just run a good set offense. Garcia inside, got it back, off to Hudson, wide open, missed it on the way up. Almost expected herself to have a defender, and she was too wide open, I think. Mia Green at the other end, spins, goes up the right hand, cannot finish. And Garcia's got the rebound. Gonna have to look for a guard.
Cookeville's done a good job of just making a little bit of difficulty there on those shots inside for Green. She's going to get there, but they've had a hand up, a body in the way, and it's just moving it enough to where those shots are missing when she gets inside. It's been all mid-range and three-pointers for Green.
Hudson will throw it to Gillis. Gives it inside Garcia. Garcia lost it, got it back. Looking around, hand it off. Gilbert, runner with the right hand, no good. Rebound picked up by Overton. 5:39 to play in the ball game. Up to Mixon, hand it off. Up with the right hand, no good. Off the hands of Brooklyn Bush. Off the underside of the backboard and out of bounds. Going the other way, Cavalier basketball. 5:34 to play in this fourth quarter. Make sure to stick around post-game, or we will name our Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game.
I think I know who it's going to be.
I think it's a pretty obvious answer at this point.
I think I know who it's going to be.
Unless something miraculous happens, but they already lead by 15. So Isabel Garcia down low. Hamilton, good find. Hamilton lets the defender fly by, and she finishes.
It's a good job, as you mentioned, let the defender fly by. You don't have to put it up and get swatted, and just patience and kisses it off the glass. This is getting out of hand. Cookeville starting to roll.
Well, for some reason, 24 has not touched the basketball here in the fourth quarter. She had 11 points in the third, that being Mia Green. Here's Paige Hamilton at the other end. She is going to be fouled. The foul is called on Carissa Lowry.
This will be by a country mile the best win of the season for Cookeville. A really good one early on. If they are able, we assume, to hang on to the next 5:05. It's a good time to mention the UC Top 5 presented by Hall Sports and Outdoors will be debuted tomorrow, the second one of the year.
Good entry pass, Garcia, and she finishes.
I know one thing, Cookeville's going to be on it.
They're going to be high.
I can guarantee you
they'll be really high.
I can guarantee you they'll be on the thing.
Mia Green finally touching the basketball, and guess what? She scored. That's weird. She's pretty good at doing that, and they finally get her the ball. And another full timeout taken by Coach Hernandez. I'm laughing because it's the most sarcastic full timeout motion that you'll see when he motions for the full timeout. 50-33. It's a 17-point lead for the Cavaliers, and we will step aside with 4:48 to play in the ball game. You're watching Cookeville basketball, presented by Double Precision Landscaping and Lawn Maintenance on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Back here in Cookeville, 50-33 is our score. The Cavaliers, again, led by 14 at the break. It was down to 6. They weathered the storm. They're now up by 17. It is 50-33. The Cavaliers have looked very good tonight against a very good Webb Spartans team. As I say that, they turn it over, and then a foul is called underneath.
Wake up, camera operator.
Carolee Gilbert throws her hands up in the air. Can't believe it. She did trip the player, but she was just kind of in the wrong spot. Gilbert picks up her third. It is the team's third as well.
I have a newfound respect for both of our significant others who run the camera every night.
Yeah. Good inbounds, Green, but she smoked it off the glass. Not too many times you're going to see her do that. Gillis across the timeline. Off to Gilbert. 4:32 to play in this ball game. Gilbert drives it in. A little Euro step, got hammered, almost finished it, and will be at the line. The Sonia Brown of the American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Can I make a scheduling request, Jacob?
Sure.
Our friends in Jamestown, can you please schedule Knox Webb? Because I've got to see Mia Green against Reese Beatty. What do they call here?
Apparently a travel. Okay. Never mind. 4:23 to play in the game. It is Webb basketball. They trail by 17. Yeah, Mia Green tonight, she's got 19 points. You would think you would just give 24 the basketball trailing by 17. But I'm also not a high school basketball coach. Here is Green on the left wing. She takes it in. Backing down, Gillis got a hand on the basketball. Great defense by Allie Gillis. She has played really well tonight. I know Mia Green has 19 points, but we talk about it, it's those 19 points you work for.
And you know, against MCCS, Allie Gillis wasn't rolling from the field. But what do you have tonight? You got a premier matchup against one of the best players in the state. As a whistle and a foul will be called here against Cookeville.
That's going to be on Gillis. That's her
fourth. But tonight, it's been Allie Gillis' show. That's exactly what you want to see if you're a Cookeville Lady Cav fan, watching your sophomore rise to the occasion and look the way she has tonight.
There's a three ball from the right wing, and Gillis and Green have been battling. Here's Gilbert at the other end, trying to race to the other side. The right hand is up and through. Carolee Gilbert, 8 points tonight. It's 52-33.
And maybe the best sign, if you're a Cookeville fan, is they've gone man-to-man a bunch tonight, and Allie Gillis has done a great job in that man-to-man defense against Green.
First 2 points for Brooklyn Bush. That is the final timeout taken by the Spartans with 3:36 to play in the ball game. It's 52-35. They have no timeouts left in the ball game. Yeah, to your point, Allie Gillis, 18 points tonight. She's been battling defensively. The other point, offensively, they have been very, very balanced. 7 different players have scored tonight, and it's been like that for a lot of this season so far.
Yeah, they have. It's going to be a huge asset for them because when you play Cookeville, okay, we're going to try to take 3 away. Well, there's 3 other girls who can score 15-plus points. That ability to be balanced going to be critical. It's a little different than last year. They had some of that last year, but still, you could count on Cassie Gallagher and Jordan Gillis. They're going to get their double figures every night. There may be nights where Carolee Gilbert scores 5 points, but Allie Gillis may score 18 and Isabel Garcia may score 20. That ability to kind of change depending on who's got the hot hand. What the matchup is defensively, I think will serve them very, very well as they get into their district slate.
So the Cavaliers out of the timeouts. 3:36 to play in the ball game. They lead at 52-35. They will have the basketball and will have to go the length of the floor again. That new district for the Cavaliers, kind of a combination of 2 districts from a year ago. It's now 7-4A. Stewart's Creek, Smyrna in there alongside Lebanon as well.
Those drives will be fun.
Wilson Central. Similar drives, but yeah, a little bit different. More Murfreesboro. Laverne's in there. We saw Laverne boys earlier this year. That'll be a fun matchup. There's a Paige Hamilton 3, a little bit short on the attempt. And Webb will have it going the other way. 3:06 to play in the ball game. Inside, picking up her dribble. This is Taylor, finds Green to the basket, lost it out of bounds. Ooh, that should be Cavalier basketball, but it's going to stay with Webb underneath.
It was a great block that time, went off her leg on the way out of the play, but regardless, 2:58 to go, Cookeville. You're just trying to finish this strong. You don't want to allow a late run. Leave no doubt you got to play this team in a week on the road.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun ball game as well. We'll be there in Knoxville next week on Tuesday. That's the other thing with this Cavalier team. Good block again by Garcia, sent it right back. And now it's loose on the ground. Green fighting. This is Overton, 2:43 to play in the ball game. And stolen away by Paige Hamilton. She'll take it the other way, all the way to the basket, the right hand. No. Rebounded by Mia Green. Has 3 defenders around her, and a foul's going to be called on Paige Hamilton. That'll be the 5th team foul, and that'll be free throws for Mia Green. And Allie Gillis will check back in. Gillis is going to be playing here with 4 fouls.
It is the 5th foul, so they got to go down the other way and shoot 2 free throws.
So they finally figure that out.
This boys game coming up is going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be entertaining.
Fast.
I got no clue
This is a
how it's going to go.
This is a very different Knox Webb team as well. They lost Lucas Walls from a year ago. He's now playing at Samford. Really good basketball player. Was Mr. Basketball in Division II 2A last year.
Well, a couple of years ago, I remember B.J. Edwards came to town, and the young man, I can't remember his last, Blue, he was unbelievable. Those two together, it was ridiculous.
There's always talent for Coach Ricky Norris. 2 good free throws for Mia Green. Speaking of talent, she's got 21 points. 52-37.
B.J. Edwards was unbelievable in this gym 2 years ago. That was a crazy game.
This is a Cookeville team that they believe they've got all kinds of talent this year, and they do.
How about this girls' score update in the Upper Cumberland? Goose is in Cumberland County tonight. Cumberland County's up on Clark Range, 46-8 in the 3rd quarter.
Well,
46-8.
This Cavalier team dispatched of the Lady Jets pretty easily. Gillis here on the left wing. They're just buying time right now. Gilbert looks inside. Garcia catches, goes up, misses. Roby's there and finishes with the left hand.
I'll be curious to ask Coach Gillis what the offensive rebounding numbers were from this game, but they are going to be very lopsided in favor of the home team. They've won the hustle battle tonight, and they're going to win the scoreboard here in a couple of minutes.
That's a really good pass to Mixon, and she hits the 3 from the corner. They're going to get I was going to say, he doesn't have any timeouts left, so it'll just be a sub.
Yeah, they're getting some of the younger players in, it looks like. Yeah. Green's checking out, so 14-point game, writing on the wall with no timeouts. And Coach Gillis has not done that yet, but she's going to call a timeout, and we'll see.
Yeah, and officially you have to call a timeout, but he didn't have any timeouts left.
So the officials
call a technical foul.
The officials can grant a stoppage just to sub.
Okay.
So and you saw them kind of rotate their hands in that false start motion if you're a football fan, and that allows them to sub. Now, Coach Gillis can call timeout if she chooses. But I think the official just decided to grant that timeout. It wasn't asked for, so who knows what they'll actually come away with. But I know the official can just rotate subs in. The game is over with 1:33 to go and keep it rolling.
Yeah, how about this win, though, for the Cavaliers? I mean, again, they didn't struggle against McMinn Central. That was a really good game. Went to overtime. Huge game for Isabel Garcia. Career-high 24 points in that game. But since then have just been rolling through opponents. Beat Cumberland County 48-28. Beat MTCS 71-40 on the road. And now they're going to beat a really good Webb team 54-40 right now with 93 seconds to play in the game. It's just been a great, and again, so they are going to call a technical foul because they didn't have any timeouts left. So that is the case.
Can this be my least favorite ruling of the week? Can we have it on
I get it.
It's my least favorite ruling of the week.
I get it.
Because Saturday's already gone. That's last week. So this week, that's my least favorite thing that's happened this week. First one, no good there. It's Hamilton at the line.
She's got 4 points tonight. Make it 5 with a good free throw there, and the Cavaliers will get the basketball.
This is going to be a nice one, as you said, for the Lady Cavs. I mean, they rolling it up now at 3-1. Tanaya Dirksen going to get into the game here as well. But that machine keeps on rolling. They'll be back in action on Friday night.
That'll be a fun game, too. That'll be 2 really good games again against Farragut on Friday. Again, that'll be a 5:30 start time with the Knoxville team coming to town.
Lady Cavs have a little bit of revenge on their mind after what Farragut did in the state tournament 2 years ago.
There is Dirksen on the right wing. Give it out top to Lily McCarter, also checked in. McCarter, a junior, Dirksen, a sophomore.
The funny part about that Farragut game, though, is this is a totally different Lady Cavs team.
Very different. Emma Horner fires the 3. That's off the back of the iron. Long rebound, picked up by McLeod. Cookeville still has it. 1 minute to play.
Isabel Garcia, really the only player that was getting minutes on that team. You think that there's a ton of sophomores for this Cookeville squad that are playing big minutes. But there were some older sisters on that team. So I think and Allie Gillis in particular is going to be real motivated on Friday night.
Allie Gillis, 18 points tonight, has not scored in the fourth quarter. She's not going to. She's out on the bench right now. McLeod will fire the 3. That one's short, no good. Rebound picked up by Webb with 30 seconds to play in the ball game, and a foul out near half court. That foul's going to be tagged on McLeod.
You may be pulling up the page right now, wondering where the coach show is. I made a post about it, but it'll be posted tomorrow at 9 a.m. Justin and I previewed Upperman and Pearl Cone in the Class 4A state championship game from every possible angle. That'll be here on our Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Allie Gills is 18 points tonight. Again, didn't really play a lot in this fourth quarter. Is a point shy of her career high of 19 against Station Camp a year ago. I'm going to guess that is going to be broken this season at some point. Inside, a couple moves being made by Matazja Goins and threw it into the backcourt. That'll be a turnover, and Cavaliers get it back with 9.6 seconds to play here in the ball game. Cavaliers just got to dribble out the basketball. Another player in is Carmen Sandoval, a freshman. She's got the basketball here.
She's a stud soccer player. Stud.
Aubrey Murdoch, another freshman, keeps it in bounds. Nope, it's going to be out of bounds. 0.6. Now they just got to inbound the basketball. That Cavalier team, pretty good soccer program. The inbound, that'll be the final score. 55-40, the Cavaliers dispatch of the Lady Spartans here at home. They will meet them again on Tuesday next week in Knoxville. As we begin our post-game show, the Lady Cavaliers improving to 3-1 on the season. Knox Webb falling to 3-1 on the season, their first loss this season. The Cavaliers, we had talked about it so much before the season. What does this Cookeville team look like without Cassie Gallagher and Jordan Gillis? They look pretty good to start the year.
Yeah, they certainly do. They only lost to open up the season at Roane State and gets a very good McMinn Central team in a really good ball game. But since then, they've passed every test with really flying colors. It's the closest game they played since then. And outside of that brief moment to open up the second half, never felt like this game was in any doubt for Cookeville. It's been a different player every night playing that big role, which we talked about is going to be key for them. But to get to 3-1, they continue to play good basketball. Another test on Friday, then they'll go to Knoxville. That's a different sort of ball game and a different gym. But right now, they're playing really good basketball.
Let's bring in the scores from tonight. 7 different scores for the Lady Cavaliers. Had 2 double-figure scores in there as well. Allie Gillis led the way, 18 points, 1 point shy of her career high of 19. 11 points for Charlie Roby, 9 points for Isabel Garcia, 8 points for Carolee Gilbert, 5 points for Paige Hamilton, 2 for Macy Hudson, 2 for Emma Horner. On the other side for the Webb Lady Spartans, they were led by Mia Green with 21, and then a plethora of other scorers outside of her. 5 points for Kaylin Taylor, 4 points for Sydney Stinson, 3 points apiece for Avery Green and Malia Mixon, 2 points for Brooklyn Bush and Caitlin Overton. 55-44 our final score. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Who are you going with, Noah?
Absolutely, Allie Gillis. She is the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. We mentioned in pregame, she's going to have a game where she gets hot, and she may stay hot the rest of the way. Cookeville would love for that to be the case, but she was certainly in rhythm tonight from the opening tip from three-point land, doing what she does, and she did a really good job on defense as well against Malia Green. We talked a ton about her, or Mia Green, my apologies. We talked a ton about her, and she was able to get her points, but it was a difficult route to get those points. And Allie Gillis, big part of that on the defensive side. She is the player of the game.
Lady Cavaliers win at 55-40. They will be back in action here at home against Farragut on Friday. We will have the call across the UCR media networks at 5:30. We're going to take a break, step aside, and then we'll bring it back. We'll begin our pregame show brought to you by Middle Tennessee Federal Credit Union. For the boys' game coming up, it's going to be a really high-paced basketball game. Stick around as you watch Cookeville basketball presented by Double Precision Landscaping and Lawn Maintenance on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is proud to support the Upper Cumberland community in a variety of ways. As one of the nation's top dealerships, Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is your home to buy, sell, trade, or service your vehicle. Visit FordLincolnofCookeville.com to shop online or price your trade, or stop by 1600 Interstate Drive today. Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network and student athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland.
My name is Lolly, and I'm a franchisee with Domino's. Growing up, I always loved Domino's, but I never imagined I'd own my own store. I'd have to say my favorite part of operating a store has always been making pizzas. It was a big step up becoming a manager. I was only 18, and I was running $1 million business. That's the great thing about Domino's. Promotions happen quickly if you work hard and you learn the business. If you want to own your own business, make money, and have fun while doing it, you won't find a better opportunity than Domino's. My name is Lolly, and I am Domino's.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do. Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
This new construction open split bedroom plan in the Honeybrook subdivision has 1,560 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and features a tankless water heater, natural gas heat, and central air. Best of all, the owner is offering $10,000 credit at closing, which you can use for closing costs, a 2-1 buydown, or price reduction. For more information, call Sonia Brown Real Estate at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown Real Estate is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and planks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech.
Back here in Cookeville, Tennessee, as we get you ready for the boys' game, our pregame show brought to you by Middle Tennessee Federal Credit Union. The girls winning tonight 55-40. Big win for the Lady Cavaliers over the Webb Spartans. And before we get you ready for this boys' game, let's go through some scores from across the state of Tennessee. Some interesting scores of note. McMinn Central, a team that Cookeville played earlier this season on the girls' side, barely losing to a very good Bradley Central team again. It just seems Bradley Central has only lost to McMinn Central in the last 2 seasons. They almost did again. They beat them by a point, 71-70 in overtime. Gatlinburg Pittman. Go ahead.
That being said, true. But if you're a Cookeville fan, you have to at least like the fact that you went to overtime with McMinn Central, and McMinn Central nearly beat Bradley Central. Because right now, Bradley Central feels like an unbeatable team in the 4A classification. Yeah. So you at least have that flicker of hope that if you got into a sub-state game with Bradley, which, my goodness, you want to win your region, so you do not get into a sub-state game with Bradley, that you're at least going to be a competitive basketball team in that game.
Gatlinburg Pittman, a team you saw earlier this year, a really good basketball team, 88-11 over Eagleton Academy. Tonight, McMinn County beating Meigs County 61-44. Some more local games obviously going on. I know Goose is out at a game. Cumberland County leads Clark Range in the fourth quarter, starting the fourth, 51-16. Halftime between Pickett County and Stone Memorial. Pickett County at one point trailing Stone 15-3. They now lead at the break, 28-27. That's a good Pickett County basketball team. Stone Memorial a little bit better this year as well. Scrolling on down, not too many girls scores outside of those.
That, we got another update.
Oh, there you go. 47-44. Pickett County leads by 3, so that'll be a good one for Rusty to cover. He'll have pictures, story coming up after that. Goose is out at Cumberland County Clark Range as well. Kaylee is out here tonight. She'll have pictures and a story coming up after this game.
We have a busy remainder of the week as
we
well. We should go ahead and hype that up a little bit. Friday night, 3 games live across the Frontier Channel UCR Media Network. 3 good games indeed. An Upper Cumberland matchup as York host Stone Memorial. These pages will be determined a little bit later on in the week. That's something we've got to decide. Which game is going where? Which game will be simulcast on the YouTube channel as well. Upperman welcomes in Summit for a doubleheader on Friday night. And as we mentioned, Cookeville welcomes in Farragut for a big showdown there. 3 games happening over in Jamestown. It'll be Roger Ely and Rusty Ellis. And here it will be
myself, Chase Hoke.
And over in Baxter, it'll be myself and Matt Wilson calling those games. And then Saturday, something going on.
Is there?
There's something happening on Saturday. We will be in Chattanooga, Finley Stadium.
All of us.
Everybody. I mean, everybody is going down to Chattanooga for this game. Complete, comprehensive coverage with an audio live stream to boot as Upperman takes on Pearl Cone in the Class 4A state championship game. We'll get started live from the sideline around 8 a.m. Central Time. I say around because it depends on how we can get it set up down there for a special edition of UC Game Day Morning live from Finley Stadium. Myself and Jacob will be there. Then a special 1-hour Couch Team with Holland's Elite Real Estate pregame show as we set the stage for Upperman against Pearl Cone. That'll be simulcasted live here on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. If you watch the coaches show, you'll see I tell you how you can put on our audio stream and sync it up with the video. You're very much going to rather listen to our stream God bless them. Then commentators who know nothing about those two teams that are going to play, they're just contracted out, show up and talk about it. We're going to talk about it, of course, knowing what we know. Kickoff for the game starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Central Time, as Upperman takes on Pearl Cone for a Class 4A state championship.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. First chance for me to get down to Chattanooga, check out some state championship football. Should be.
Blew that.
Should be.
You know who blew that?
No.
I digress. Continue on.
Let's talk some boys basketball. The Cookeville Cavaliers getting set to take on the Webb Spartans. Cavaliers 1-0 on the season. Their lone game against Cumberland County earlier this year, 74-32. They won that one. They shot the lights out in that ball game, hit 10 triples, and it was never really close in that ball game. For this Webb team, they are 3-1 on the season. Their lone loss is to an Alcoa team that, again, do not have any of their football guys, but they've beaten Stone Memorial. They have beaten this Webb team. That Alcoa team is going to be something different in basketball.
Yeah, they're really good. And Alcoa, one of the only teams that's a powerhouse in football in the classification, that's also a powerhouse in basketball, that doesn't need their football guys back. We all understand what happens at Alcoa. It's very much happening with the basketball team. So not a bad loss, to say the least, for Webb. We got ourselves a track meet, though, tonight. And from talking to Josh Hurd there during halftime, you heard it here during the Happy Hiller halftime show, he loves playing Knox Webb because he says it's just like playing in the district. There's not many teams that can guard them 5 guards on 5. Knox Webb can. It's a similar style matchup, which could lead to some fireworks today.
They played last year. Cookeville lost 63-58 here at Cookeville. And this was a Knox Webb team that made it to the Division II 2A semifinals last year in the state tournament. They went 24-8, 7-1. They fell to the eventual state champion in Brentwood Academy, 62-57. They also graduated 3 starters from last season. Their 2 returning starters are Jalen Pompey, who is just a junior this year, their point guard, and Drake Ingram, their lone senior this season. But this is also a Knox Webb team that has all kinds of size. They've got 4 players that are 6'4" or above. They will start 2 of those, and Alex Leith and Cam Swearingen. And Owen Lentz, a starter this season, did not start last year, came off the bench in that state semifinal game against Brentwood Academy, led them in scoring. He had 18 points in 10 minutes of action in that state semifinal. This is a team that they're going to be running. Of course, this is a Cookeville team that looked very good in their first game. There's a few players that are a little banged up, maybe under the weather. Be interesting to see what kind of strength we see this Cavalier team at, but they are poised to have a big season this year as well.
Yeah, and listen, it's go time for Cookeville. Make no mistake about it. Colin Ayers is healthy. Josh Hurd is a senior. Jalen Hurd, more experience. Bennett Reeves, stalwart. We've been talking for 4 years about Cookeville, and it's been the potential word thrown around. It is go time now. Your experience, they're ready to go. They're ready to get over the hump, get into that sub-state round, and try to make a run at the state tournament. To do that, you have to be able to win games like tonight. Webb is a very good basketball team, but Cookeville will face better basketball teams late in the 4A playoffs once they get into the region tournament where they hope to be. It is go time for Cookeville. We get a sneak peek to see how they handle games like that here tonight.
One of the differences in this ball game, the Cavaliers have 4 seniors on the roster. All 4 of those seniors will play, much more seniority. Webb, only 1 senior, and it's just a very young team in general. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, just 2 juniors outside of the freshmen and sophomores. So it's a very young squad, and this Cavalier team is going to have to take advantage of that as we get ready for tip-off between the Cavaliers and the Spartans. For the Cavaliers, they were led in scoring by Jaron Davis in their first game of the season. He had 19 points. His career high is 24 last year against York. 19 points, 11 of those came in the second quarter. Bennett Reeves also had a really good game. 13 points, 11 of which came in the third quarter for the Cavaliers. And we'll give you the starting lineups when those come up in just a little bit. One thing that is fun for this season, Colin Ayers back and healthy. Has not played in the last 2 seasons, really. Didn't play all of last year. Played a tiny bit the year before that, and then was out the rest of the year with injury. His freshman season here at Cookeville, he averaged almost 12 points a game. He shot at 31% from 3 and averaged almost 4 assists per ball game.
Yeah, and he was injured in that season too. This is such a critical season. Colin Ayers is a player with the talent that he has that can play at the next level. If he can stay on the floor the entire year and get to that, rhythm that he has been known for, watch out. He is a dangerous, dangerous basketball player, but he balances out this team so well because now you know he's the one with the basketball in his hands orchestrating the offense. He's the one that's going to distribute it to Josh Hurd, to Jalen Hurd, to Jaron Davis, get them into their spots a little bit easier, catch and shoot way more often than having to take it off the dribble. It helps out elite shooters like they are. It is a Cookeville team that is much, much better and whose ceiling, in my opinion, raises a whole lot higher with Colin Ayers running the show at the point guard position.
Let's bring in the starters for both sides. For the Webb Spartans, 3-1 on the year. Their head coach is Ricky Norris, who is now his 15th season. They were runner-ups in 2018, won the state title in 2019 in Division II. 2A. They start like this. A sophomore wearing the number 0 is Owen Lentz. A junior, number 1, is Jalen Pompey. Number 3 is sophomore Cam Swearingen. Number 5, Alex Leaf. He is a sophomore. And a senior wearing the number 22 is Drake Ingram. They return 2 starters from last year's state semifinal appearance in Ingram and Pompey. For the Cookeville Cavaliers, they are 1-0 on the season. Same starting lineup as they had in game number 1 against the Cumberland County Jets. It will look like this. A junior wearing the number 0 is Jalen Hurd. A senior, number 1, Colin Ayers. Number 5 is a senior, Josh Hurd. A senior, number 10, is Jack Oakley. And another senior, number 11, is Bennett Reeves. A lot of seniors, a lot of young players on the other side, but this one is for sure going to have a lot of speed.
Yeah, you're going to be talking a lot, Jacob. I'm just going to be painting the camera while you talk as these teams run and gun up and down the floor. They like to shoot the ball. They like to penetrate off the drive. If you like offense, probably your game tonight. Now, I say that it's going to be 30-28. I don't anticipate that happening. I think this is a game that ends in the 60s or 70s as these two teams fly up and down the floor with the elite athletes that they have. This will be a fun game tonight.
Webb has beaten Asheville out of North Carolina 66-47, Morristown East 56-50, fell to Alcoa 53-48, beat Notre Dame 70-26 in their last game. Of course, the Cavaliers off their 74-32 victory over the Jets. This is just their second game of the season. It'll be Josh Hurd against Alex Leaf tipping it away, and we are underway in Cookeville as the Cavaliers start off with it first. Reeves off to Oakley, out to Jalen Hurd. Give it back to Ayers on the wing. There's going to be a lot of 3 balls in this game, we suspect. Josh Hurd with the basketball, crosses over, kicks over to Oakley. He fires the 3 off the back of the iron, rebounded in the hands of Owen Lentz, the sophomore. Lentz will bring it across the timeline and set up the offense. This is Pompey with the basketball. Leaf on the top of the key. Pompey catches again, over to Leaf. He's going to fire the triple on the way. That one's no good. Good box out and a good rebound for Bennett Reeves. One of the best rebounding guards in the area, averaging 5 rebounds a game a year ago. Jalen Hurd to Bennett Reeves. Drives, left hand, finishes.
Yeah, Bennett Reeves very good around the rim. He's just able to penetrate in and find different lanes. And kisses it there just off the rim and falls through. Nice job for Cookeville as they strike first.
1 minute into this first quarter. Pompey traveled with the basketball. I beg your pardon, that was Lentz, the sophomore. It'll be a turnover, and the Cavaliers will get it going back the other way. This Cavalier team looked very good in game number 1 against the Jets, shooting the basketball, hit 10 triples in that ball game. Our first half of the boys game presented by Upper Cumberland Family Dentistry. Colin Ayers will have the basketball as he hands it off to Josh Hurd. Josh Hurd around the screen, pulls it back out to Ayers. Ayers switched off to Leaf. A little bit of a mismatch here as he's going to try to drive in on him. Kick out to Hurd. He's going to fire the 3 on the way. That one is deep, no good off the backboard. Picked up by Leaf. He brings it into the front court, bounces it off, and it's blocked out of there by the Cavaliers. Both Hurds got up there. Ayers now into the front court for the Cavaliers. At the other end, underneath the basket, no good. Rebound loose, out of bounds. And that's going to stay with the Cavaliers underneath. Good job by Josh Hurd getting in there with Alex Leaf.
Yeah, that's a good effort play. And we've seen a couple of times already Josh Hurd's crashing the boards pretty hard. Able to knock a rebound to himself, and that time forces it out of play.
6:24 to play in this first quarter. Ayers surveys, now throws it over the top to Jalen Hurd. Give it right back to the corner to Ayers. He's going to penetrate on the left baseline, and he jumped up in the air, didn't have a pass to go to, tried to throw it out top, and stepped down before the travel.
Yeah, he was originally going to go into the corner there, and they just cut off the passing lane. He figured that out, but it was just a hair too late, and he couldn't get the pass away.
6:16 to play in this first quarter. Both teams trying to feel each other out. Good entry pass here to Ingram, the senior, the lone senior for this Webb team. This is Lentz with the basketball. Give it back on the wing, Pompey, inside Leaf. Leaf trying to back down Reeves. Turns around on him. Goes up with the right hand and finishes. Uses his size and his athleticism and finds the first 2 points.
Yeah, that's about all Bennett Reeves can do down there. He's just outsized, so he's able to get in there, get his position established, but a wise job that time to just turn around and shoot it. He could have taken a charge if he had tried to back him down, which he didn't.
There's Reeves making Oakley on the right side. Fires the triple, can't get it to go. He shot the ball well. In their first game, he had 3 threes against Cumberland County. It's 2-2 in the early going with 5.5 to play. Only 1 stoppage so far with the ball going out of bounds on Cookeville's side. Here is Swearingen all the way down low to the basket and finishes with the right hand. We've got a whistle. A delay of game is going to be called on the Spartans.
So the next one is a tech, and it will send them to the line if they touch the ball after it went through the hoop, the official said.
They wanted to get a sub in Taj Bowers, but he's going to have to wait. Allen Ayers hands it off on the left wing. Shot fake by Oakley. Kicks it out to Josh Hurd. Crosses over again. Spins and kicks out to Reeves. Give it right back to Hurd. Shot fake. Step back beyond the three-point line. That one's off the top of the backboard, but a foul is going to be called. Didn't let him land, and it's going to be 3 free throws at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. Jalen Pompey picks up his first foul.
And Josh is feeling it just a little bit there after the collision. He'll shake it off. Tough young man. Looking for a big year out of him.
The LMU commits. Again,
signed. He signed a couple weeks ago.
That's right. Knocks down his first free throw. Very, very good LMU team. Made the Division II Elite Eight last year. 4-2 to start this season so far.
Familiar name, Matthew Sells plays there from Livingston Academy. He's one of their top players.
Swearingen comes out as Taj Bowers checks in for the first time. A freshman at 6'4", 205 pounds. And the third free throw is good for Hurd. He goes 2 for 3.
AKA me in the 5th grade.
It's 4-4 in the early going.
Not
little pressure
as much
here.
of a joke as you would think.
Little pressure here for the Cavaliers. And a steal by Jalen Hurd. Hurd across the timeline. Slows it up for a second, lets his teammates catch up to him. Now he's going to try to drive in. He had it knocked loose. Bowers got his hand in there. Reeves trying to steal it back. Gets his feet down and does. Now Josh Hurd in transition. Off to Jalen. He fires the 3. He got fouled, and he'll be at the line. And that foul is going to be called on Owen Lentz, the second foul on a three-point shooter, and we've only got 3.5 minutes into the ball game.
Well, I say here we go, because all of a sudden the track meet broke out just a little bit there. These two teams love to go fast, and despite that, just 8 combined points through the opening half of the quarter. But, yeah, it's rare when you see one time a player go to the line to shoot 3. Twice in a couple of minutes is pretty impressive for Cookeville.
It's a good thing I did my breathing exercises before this game.
Do you do breathing exercises?
No, I do not. That was an absolute lie.
Oh, okay.
Jalen Hurd at the line.
Just making sure. It's not something we cover.
2 for 2 so far. We like these free throws, though. It gives us a chance to calm ourselves down a little bit. Hurd can't get the third one to go.
I'm perfectly calm. I don't know about you. But
2 for 3 from the stripe. Both Hurds go 2 for 3. 6-4 is the lead for the Cavaliers. Swearingen, Leaf down low in the post on Reeves again. Reeves trying to get a foul. He got the miss, but then it put back by Ingram. And like you said, about all Reeves can do there.
That's literally about it. The only thing that he could do in that spot. And Josh Hurd is feeling it after taking that shot on the three-point. He's out of the game, and they just brought the elliptical or the bike out.
Good to see Jaron Davis into the game. Ayers kicks out to Davis. He fakes the 3, drives in, goes up, finishes. It's an offensive foul as the charge is taken by Jalen Pompey. Not a ton of contact as he kind of jumped to the side of Pompey.
Yeah, he tried to jump to the side there, just got a glimpse of the replay, and his right leg caught in to the chest area, and he had that legal guarding position. So if you're going to call anything there, you have to call the charge, and he decided that it warranted a charge call.
One thing I said the last time I called a game here, I think it's interesting they have a charge circle down there, even though it's not used at the high school level. 3:48 to play in the first quarter. It's 6-6. 3 different scores so far for the Spartans. Down low, Leaf kicks it out now. Top of the key. Bowers fires the 3 and hits. Taj Bowers just checked in and hits the triple.
It's good half-court basketball there for Knox Webb. The ball movement working, and they move the defenders around, and it leads to the open three. Those crisp passes make life very difficult on the defense.
Cavaliers looking for an answer. This is Jaron Davis with it. Jaron driving, right hand, floating, and got it to go.
It's a great finish. Isolation basketball for Davis. It gets it in. That's one of those. It's a great shot if it goes through, so it's a great shot.
They're back within one. Davis, 19 points in their season opener against Cumberland County. Zone defense here for the Cavaliers. Joseph Owens into the game as well. 3-ball again from the right side this time. That one goes down for Cam Swearingen.
Yeah, the zone defense, the problem with it is because of the way they're passing both inside and out, is that's a great finish by Bennett Reeves on the other end. It leads to open looks, and this is a Webb team that can make it rain. But with Josh Hurd, who just went back to the scores table, out, it's tough to go man if you're Coach Hurd.
12-10 after the Bennett Reeves bucket. It's a 2-point lead for the Spartans. You mentioned that CHS brigade. They're up in full force, standing up behind the CHS bench. Swearingen, he's got the hot hand right now. He drives it in, comes to a stop, fadeaway jumper. That one's good again. Cam Swearingen is on fire here in the first. He's got 9 of the 14 for the Spartans.
Yeah, he's doing it in a variety of different ways there. That's just tough to defend. The turnaround jumper inside gets the roll through. Webb right now shooting a really good percentage from the field over the last couple of minutes.
There is Oakley. Oakley floating off the window. No. Ayers skying for the rebound. Fighting forward with Pompey, and Pompey comes up with the basketball. 14-10, the lead for the Spartans. Cavs looking for a stop. Pompey kicks to Bowers on the right baseline. Back out to Pompey. Now top of the key it goes with the hands of Leaf. Bowers catches again over to Swearingen. I misspoke. He's got 10 points here in this first quarter. Down low to Bowers. Good pass, and Bowers finishes for his first 2 points of the night. And a timeout taken by the Cavaliers. Coach Hurd not happy about 16 points given up here in the first quarter so far by the Cavaliers defense. It's just a 30-second timeout. It's been Cam Swearingen. That time he gets the pass down low to Taj Bowers, and a 16-10 lead with 1:24 to play in the first.
And that run develops with both Josh and Jalen Hurd on the bench. In a game like this, those are the players they need in the game because they can defend the length that this Knox Webb team has. Jalen Hurd not as tall, but he's able to cover a lot of ground with his speed and his wingspan. So they're both about to check back into the game. We saw Josh Hurd get a little bit hobbled there. We'll see it and check on him, but they need those two athletes on the field to be able to slow down this Knox Webb offense.
Josh Hurd listed at 6'5". There's only one player listed at 6'5". It's Emmett Melton. He has not entered the game yet for the Spartans. Everybody else about 6'4" and below, as they have checked in a new player. As that's Willis Luton, a 6-foot sophomore. So Jalen Hurd, Josh Hurd back into the ball game, trailing by 6. 1:19 to play in this first quarter. This is Jalen with the basketball. And good, tough defense. Now he's looking for some help. Put it back on the deck. Yeah, that's a double dribble. And Coach Hurd saying it got tipped. I don't think it did.
I don't either. We had a good look at it here. I don't think it got tipped. So Jalen thought it got tipped out of his hands. And he may have actually got hit on the arm in the process, but they didn't call the foul, and possession back to Webb.
So Webb back with the basketball. Pompey will bring it up the court. 1:05 to play here in the first. Luton over on the right side. Swearingen catches. Swearingen surveys over to Bowers. Back on the wing. This is Lentz. Fires the triple. That one's off the mark. Jalen Hurd skies for the rebound. Man, got fouled by his own player, and Bennett Reeves takes it to the other side. Jalen Hurd over to Josh Hurd. 48 seconds to go in the first. Josh Hurd has Bennett Reeves down low, but the pass was too fast and too low, and Reeves couldn't handle it.
Josh had surveyed to the right and was back to the left when Reeves broke open on the backside cut, and by the time he found him, just too late, and he tried to fastball it in there, and Reeves couldn't control.
16-10, 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Good ball movement in this set here for the Spartans. Bowers on the top of the key, looking right side. A couple of screens. Good defense by the Cavaliers to break him off. Pompey on the left wing. Bowers catches, hands it off to Swearingen, being guarded by Oakley. Out it goes to Pompey with 19 seconds. They're just trying to buy some time now, see if they can't run it down. They are counting. That's going to be close to 5 seconds. It's out of bounds, and it's going to be Cavalier basketball. Saved by Jalen Hurd that time, knocking it out of bounds. You saw Pompey look to the sideline to see if he was counting. Inbound Pompey in the backcourt with 10 seconds. Looking to take it middle of the court, goes past Jalen Hurd. All the way to the basket, draws contact, no call, ball loose. Pompey picks it up, puts it off the glass, and finishes. And that ends our first quarter. Jalen Pompey's first 2 points of the contest makes it an 8-point lead at the end of one. It's 18-10. Cavaliers trail by 8 as we head to the second. You're watching Cookeville basketball, presented by the Upper Cumberland Family Dentistry on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
(18-10) lead for the Webb Spartans. They'll start out with the basketball going from right to left down on the court in those dark gray jerseys with green numbers, white trim around the numbers. This is a Spartans team 3-1 on the season and have looked really good offensively. Swearingen, top of the key, had the hot hand in that first quarter. Lentz down low to leap, blocked from behind by Josh Hurd. Great defensive transition. Cavaliers looking for a little bit of a run. Ayers pull up, triple in transition and hits. A Domino's 3 for the senior.
Yeah, Colin Ayers, he's got a complete game. They need him involved scoring in this basketball game to keep up with his explosive Spartans offense. It's a big-time bucket to give Cookeville life.
Ayers 10 points in his first game back since his sophomore season. Lentz skip pass to Ingram, who fires the three. It's short, but a long rebound back in the hands of the senior. Lentz back out on the left wing. Almost lost it, got it back. A little bit more intensity here in the second quarter already for the Cavaliers defense.
Yeah, that block kind of gave him some juice. Josh Hurd absolutely swatted that.
3 ball from Lentz. That one's off the heel. Rebound, though, picked up by Leaf. Out jumped Ayers. Kick out Ingram. He fires the three. That's in and out. No, that time a box out by Oakley. And the Cavaliers have the basketball trailing by 5.
Cavs fortunate. 3 chances on that possession for the Spartans to score. They come away empty-handed. Now you need to capitalize.
Ayers probing, now penetrates. Goes in again, kicks out Hurd. He fires the three. That's short. It's picked up by Drake Ingram. Ingram up the court. Good pass to Lutton. Lutton goes up after a shot fake. Missed it, and Josh Hurd pulls down the rebound. He's done a nice job getting back on defense, and he knows his size is going to be needed inside. And gets a rebound that time after the miss.
He's a guard at the next level, maybe a 3, but on this team he has to play the post roll on defense because he's the tallest and longest player on the floor.
Now he's got the basketball on offense with 6:13 remaining in the first half. Oakley catches over to Jalen Hurd. Hurd zips a pass inside to Reeves, kicks it back out to Oakley. He's going to fire the deep one, and finally Jack Oakley gets a Domino's 3 to fall.
Well, here comes Cookeville. They needed a run. They've got to run, Jacob. They're back in the ball game.
6-0 run to start this second quarter. Almost a travel there for Swearingen. They give it back to him. Fakes the three. Jalen Hurd right on him. Goes past him. Swearingen all the way to the basket. Finishes. He is a special player.
Yeah, he's going to play somewhere.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
He's only a sophomore. 6'4", 185 pounds. He's already got 12 points.
Tennessee Tech University, wake up, down the street.
Good tip by Lentz. Of course, Tennessee Tech gets to see this Knox Webb team quite a bit playing in that state tournament at the Hooper Eblen Center.
Oh, you think they're watching?
I would think so. Maybe a camera in there.
You very much are not from here.
Good pass down low to Hurd. He goes up and gets fouled. And he's going to be at the line for 2 shots. Ingram going to be tagged with the foul. That'll be his first.
Great football hire by ETSU this week.
Yes.
Great football hire. Tech alum.
Trey Lamb.
Correct. Crazy. Crazy.
I know the Tech people, Tech alums in our company are very happy about that.
We're happy for him.
Yeah. Josh Hurd misses on the first free throw attempt that time. Hurd was an 86% free throw shooter coming into this game.
There's about 3 players on the floor right now who Tennessee Tech should look at. One of them just made a free throw.
Yes, he did. And he hit it. 3 points now for Josh Hurd. It's 20-17. The Cavaliers within a possession. Jaron Davis back in the game. He came in for Jalen Hurd after that first free throw. This is Leith on the right wing. Top of the key to Bowers. Here's Pompey. Skip it back left side, Lentz looking down low, Leith, or make it Bowers. Gets double teamed, throws it back out top to Alex Leith. Swearingen catches, good defense by Ayers. Kicks it back out to Lentz. Cavaliers, they're D'ing up now here in the second quarter, 3 minutes in. Lost it. And a bad pass by Reeves. He was looking for Hurd in transition and just threw it way too hard.
Defense is a choice, and it's a mentality. And in the first quarter, it wasn't there for Cookeville, but you can see it in the second. You can sense it in the gym. There's a different intensity level for them there. That, if nothing else, makes it a lot more difficult. The Spartans there got about 12 easy points without a lot of resistance. Right now, that's changed, and that's why it's just a 3-point game.
4:45 to play in this first half, presented by Upper Cumberland Family Dentistry. That's a walk by Leith and another turnover. And again, that defense making a difference and getting the basketball back in the hands of the Cavaliers.
You feel like you need to speed up all of a sudden when there's people in your face constantly. That's what happens there. Cookeville with a chance. If they could tie this game, I think the complexion of the ball game may change, but that's easier said than done.
They trailed 18-10 at the end of the first. A 3 from Oakley, and that one's good again. A Domino's 3 for the senior. He is a sharp shooter. Outside, he's got 2 of them in the quarter, and it ties it up at 20. Swearingen in the middle, goes up, too strong. Rebound, Josh Hurd.
Good job by Colin Ayers to just get straight up and down and disrupt that shot without fouling. That's great defense.
Ayers brings it up now in a tie ball game as he penetrates the floater, and the Cavs have the lead by 2. They trailed by 8 at the end of 1.
This Cookeville team, especially with Ayers in the lineup, has several players who can create their own shot. Ayers, great at creating shots for others as well. You've seen it here in this quarter.
There's Leith answering at the other end. Nice touch by the sophomore to finally get back into it a little bit. It's tied back up at 22. It was a 12-2 run for the Cavaliers before that bucket there. Josh Hurd bounces to Colin Ayers. A little 1-3-1 here for the Webb.
Yeah, that's a different look if you're Cookeville.
Oakley, baseline pass to Reeves. He thinks about the 3, and he can't get it to go. Rebounded underneath by Leith. Pompey pushing to the other side. Crosses over, lost it, got it back. Give it right back to him. The junior. Off to Leith. Going to take it inside. Kick it out to Swearingen. He thinks about the 3, fires it and hits it again. Cam Swearingen has 3 triples in the first half and already has 15 on the ball game.
Let us know in the comment section who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Please hit like if you haven't already. We're live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. You can watch us either way. Just search Upper Cumberland Reporter on YouTube.
2:48 to go in the first half. Ayers can't get the jumper to go from the elbow. Our first half presented by Upper Cumberland Family Dentistry. It's a 3-point lead for the Spartans. Led by 8 at the end of 1. Pompey at the other end. After the leaner is no good. Reeves has the rebound. Hurd with his eyes up, pushes it up the court. Steps back. Now surveys. Trying to zip a pass inside. Good defense by Swearingen. Tips it ahead into the hands of Taj Bowers. Now Leith with the basketball. Takes it in on Hurd, and that's an offensive foul. Nice charge taken by Josh Hurd, and the foul called on Alex Leith.
My obligatory, you do not have to have your feet set to get a charge call. He has his body squared up, legal guarding position, contact initiated by the offense. That's a charge and a timeout by Josh Hurd.
Full timeout taken by the Cavaliers. 2:06 to play here in the second quarter. We'll take it with them. You're watching Cavalier basketball presented by Upper Cumberland Family Dentistry on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is also home to the UCR Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Out of the timeout, Cookeville will have the basketball, trailing by 3, 25-22. It was a charge taken by Josh Hurd to get the basketball back for the Cavaliers. Bennett Reeves with the basketball out of the timeout. Jaron Davis into the game. Looks backside for Josh Hurd. Jabs once, now he drives. Goes behind the back. Good defense by Bowers. Davis will throw to Oakley. He's hit a couple of threes here in the quarter. Davis will try the three. That one's off the heel. No. Josh Hurd got the rebound and got fouled on the way down. Nice job by Josh Hurd getting to the basketball first.
Yeah, it's a great effort again. That's the third time by my count that we've seen Hurd just barrel in a good way to try to get an offensive rebound, and he's gotten rewarded all 3 times. Once he got the rebound, and twice now he's been fouled.
Now a good amount of size comes in for Swearingen and Leith. Pompey leaves with the 2 fouls. Ayers will inbound, throw it to Jack Oakley. Over to Hurd. Looks down low, Davis. Had him for a second, off to Ayers. Ayers inside, kick out Oakley. Dials up the 3 and hits it again. The third Domino's 3 of the quarter for Jack Oakley.
Yeah, look out. When you start feeling it from downtown, you feel like you can't miss. And Jack Oakley right now cannot miss.
25-25, back to tied. On the right side, falling down, turning it over. Davis with the basketball. Across the timeline, Oakley with it. Transition 3, short that time, but Davis has the offensive rebound, and he's fouled on the way up. Jaron Davis at the line for 2 free throws at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
I think under Coach Josh Hurd, you're watching dream Cookeville basketball. They're running and gunning. They're playing good defense on the other end. They're hitting threes, and they're crashing the offensive glass. The last 3 possessions or so, really this entire quarter, has been exactly what they want to be when they're at their best.
Wilson Lutton picked up the foul, the sophomore's first foul. At the line, Jaron Davis knocks down the first of 2 free throws.
And they lead.
They do lead.
It's a big quarter right now for Cookeville.
26-25, trailed by 8. Have outscored them 16-7 here in the quarter.
It's good math, Jacob.
Thank you.
Better than I could do.
Sometimes I can do quick math.
I would have thought about it for a long time before saying the wrong numbers.
No good on the second attempt. 1 for 2 from the stripe for Davis. 2 defenders in front of Lentz, able to get it up. Swearingen, right side, Ingram, inside, dump pass off. Good shot fake, but still blocked out of there by Hurd. Up it goes to Davis. Little step through with the right hand. Leaner is good, and the foul. He'll be at the line for 1. And Lentz got hit in the face, and he is immediately going to the locker room.
No, hopefully he is okay.
Well, they can't really go to the locker room. They don't necessarily have a locker room to go to, but he walks off the court. Well, the basket is good, and the foul.
It is a tough break. It's a good call, but it's a tough break when you get hit in the face and get called for the foul. But that's an awesome finish by Jaron Davis in transition after a tremendous block by Josh Hurd. The hezzy worked, and all of a sudden he comes down and just says, "Thank you very much, I'll take that basketball."
He has taken a step forward here in the second quarter of this game alone defensively. He's taking it personal on that side of the ball, and Davis completes the 3-point play. Davis now with 4 points in the quarter, has 6 on the ball game, and the Cavaliers lead by 4 with 44 seconds to play in the first half. Bowers, make it Leith, dialing up the 3 and hit it. A huge one for Alex Leith and the Spartans. Makes it 29-28. 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, they needed that bucket in the worst way. Stop the bleeding now and see if Cookeville, number one, can just take the lead into the break, but extend it just a little bit to multiple possessions.
Ayers trying to create some time. 20 seconds to go here in the quarter. Kicks to Hurd. He fires the 3 from the corner. No good. Rebound tipped around out of bounds. That's Cookeville basketball with 12.6 seconds to go in the quarter. Ayers will inbound. Sub will come in for the Spartans. It'll be Taj Bowers for Luton. Ayers inbounds from the left baseline. He finds Davis. Davis back cut to Hurd, but it's a bad pass. He would have had a dunk. Instead, it goes out of bounds, and it's a turnover with 9.5 seconds to go in the quarter.
Stick around during the Hiller halftime show. I'll talk to Jamie Gillis, get her thoughts on that game. Cookeville just got a win over Knox Webb in the girls' game.
9.5 seconds here for the Spartans. It'll be Pompey bringing up the basketball. Goes past Reeves. Pompey takes it inside to the middle of the lane. Shot fake. Got up. Foul is called. He'll be at the line. They're going to get Reeves with it.
1.7 seconds. Enough time for a half-court shot, potentially, depending on how these free throws go.
That is the first foul of the first half on Cookeville. Reeves just picked up his first.
Wow.
Really good defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the line is going to be Jalen Pompey. He's got 2 points so far, and he's going to stay right there after missing the free throw. So the Cavaliers will at least have a tie going into halftime.
And another shooter onto the floor, Jalen Hurd, for a heave here.
1.7 on the clock. They've got Jack Oakley at the other end. If they can get a tip out, maybe. And Pompey's able to knock it down on the second attempt. So a sub will come in for Pompey, get a little bit more size out there in Luton. Josh Hurd will take it out with 1.7 in a tie game. Inbound Ayers. Ayers from three-quarters court on the way, a little bit deep, and that'll take us into halftime. Really good second quarter for the Cookeville Cavaliers, and we are tied at the break, 29-29. Make sure to stick around for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Coach Gillis of the Lady Cavaliers will break down their win over the Knox Webb Spartans of 55-40. Halftime score 29-all as you watch Cookeville basketball, presented by the Upper Cumberland Family Dentistry and the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
My name is Lamont, and I'm a delivery expert at Domino's. There's so many reasons to love driving for Domino's. The flexible hours, the training, the people, and of course the pizza. The best part of my job is really bringing a smile to a customer's face. I'm active duty military, and I deliver pizzas part-time for some extra money. Domino's has amazing career opportunities. My franchisee started as a driver and worked his way up to becoming an owner. At Domino's, I have the same opportunity. My name is Lamont, and I am Domino's.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
Welcome back. It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, or electrical problems today. That's happyhiller.com. At the break, Cookeville and Knox Webb tied up at 29 in an exciting boys game. But it's the second half of our doubleheader because the Lady Cavs were victorious earlier on tonight over Knox Webb. We're joined now by Cookeville Lady Cavalier head coach Jamie Gillis. Coach, third win in a row. For my money, the most impressive win of your season. You're able to play against a really good player and a good basketball team. Overall, how did you assess how the girls played tonight?
I was happy with the way we played. Defensively, I thought we played really well. Mia Green is incredible, and she made some really good shots. A couple times, Allie turned over at the bench, looked at me, and I'm like, there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, it's good defense. So, but overall, I felt like we did well defensively. We missed some easy stuff, and we've got to do better on that. I don't want to. I'm not blaming officials or anything like that, but you have different styles of officiating, and what we've played in the last two games have been very touchy. If you go up there, you're going to get fouled, and then this crew let us play, which is what we like. But I feel like we were going in there thinking we were going to get fouled, and we weren't, and so then we had to adjust to that. And we shouldn't have to adjust to that. We need to put the ball in the basket when we get those easy ones. We made it when it counted, but that's where I feel like we've got to get better.
Pregame. Toot my own horn. I said at some point Allie's going to catch fire and it may not go out again. She certainly caught fire tonight. Player of the game, sniffed her career high, inside, outside, and did, I thought, a great job on defense against a really good player. How good was it to see her catch that rhythm here in game number 4 and do the things she did tonight?
Well, really good, and she's been in a slump a little bit, and so to see her come out when she makes that first one, I felt really good. But she did have to guard Mia the whole night, and so. I don't always put her on players that can drive because Allie likes to foul. But I was really proud of her tonight. She did a great job. And she got hit early, and she didn't want to be out. She wanted to be back in. And so, it's great. And this is true of my team year in and year out. You know that. It's a different player every night. Yeah. It doesn't have to be Allie. It doesn't have to be Carolee. It doesn't have to be Isabel. It's just whoever's up that night, and we find them. and nobody really cares like that. We just want to win. And there was a moment, I think Paige hit a layup and Carolee jumped 5 feet in the air, just so pumped that whoever made it. And so that's what we want. That's our culture. That's what we want. And so it was Allie's night. It's good to see it.
To the defensive point, I know you love to play man when you can play man. Your ability to play man and have success, I thought, was really strong tonight. Given the turnover from in years past, 12 go guard their best player, forget about it. How good is it to see this group be able to go out and play man against an athletic basketball team?
Oh, really good. And, we talked about, we switched, so everybody, I told them, I said, this is a scout report, but everybody has to know this. You might have to guard her an entire possession, so we had to know. And this team is pretty smart. They listen. They're really tuned in film session and in our scout report. So, I feel like it was good. And when we got switched, we didn't. Isabel guarded Green quite a bit on the switch, and she did a great job. Had 4 blocks that were just really impressive. And Isabel's played so well. I think people are doubling down, and she's not getting the looks, the easy looks that she's had in the past. She's still making and getting assists because being able to kick it out and finding that open player. So Isabel's solid.
You got Farragut on Friday, then you go and play this Knox Webb team again next week. What are you trying to get done other than the obvious of winning basketball games to get this team in rhythm for where you need to be as you get into the back half of December and then, of course, in the district play?
Well, just always seeing what combinations play well together. I play a lot of kids. I didn't get Emma Horner in until the second quarter, and then she came in and did really well. And so that's something that we as a coaching staff, too, have to watch film on our end and see, okay, who does well together, and just trying to get kids in and trying different things. And defensively, like I said, we don't really do a whole lot of things differently, but just making sure everybody gets in there and does what they're supposed to. So, we want to run different. Right now I'm not running a whole lot in offense. We're just trying to find each other and move and learn how to move. When you have Cassie and Jordan, they facilitated so much that everybody else could just kind of do what they, be where they needed them to be. And so it's different, but I feel like we're doing better. I'm
just curious. Friday, Farragut, obviously, we were talking on air that this team is very different from the team that played Farragut in the state tournament a couple of years ago. Is there any revenge factor in that game, knowing that you get to play them again? Even though I said, there is a Gillis on the floor, though, and so she may be playing for a couple of her sisters. Is that a factor at all, or are you just going?
Well, I mean, it's really, he had 5 seniors that year. They're all gone. A lot of them are playing in college. I thought that Jordan and Cassie were both going to be able to be at that game, and we're going to recognize last year's team. I was hoping that they could be here to maybe hopefully see us get that revenge for them. Jordan's not going to be able to come. She has practice, but I think Cassie's going to be able to make it. So, it's so different. This team really don't even – Isabel knows. Isabel remembers. But other than that, it's just another game.
It'll be fun for us to talk about.
Absolutely.
It is Friday night. UCR will be here for it. Jamie Gillis, Lady Cavs victorious tonight. Thank you, Coach.
Hey, always.
Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is also home to the UCR Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is proud to support the Upper Cumberland community in a variety of ways. As one of the nation's top dealerships, Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is your home to buy, sell, trade, or service your vehicle. Visit FordLincolnofCookeville.com to shop online or price your trade or stop by 1600 Interstate Drive today. Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network and student athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland.
Welcome back to Cookeville. Our halftime score 29-29. Appreciate Coach Gillis for coming up and talking about their win over Knox Webb 55-40. Of course, a really good night for her daughter and Allie Gillis, the sophomore, 18 points. And that Lady Cavs team, they just look so strong to start the season. Of course, they do have a loss in there, but it's to a really, really good team in McMinn Central in overtime.
McMinn Central almost beat Bradley Central tonight. And everyone thought Bradley Central was about to roll undefeated through the season. So the fact that that was a game does, I think, give you a little bit of hope. Now, listen, I'm not going to tell anybody thing they don't understand. If you have to go to Bradley in a sub-state, you're going to have horrible officiating, a raucous crowd. It's just a fact of life. That's not even an indictment on the specific. I don't know what it is, but you walk in that gym, and Bradley's going to get the calls. They've got an amazing basketball team. They have the tradition there. The crowd will be unbelievable. It's just a tall, tall task, which means this ridiculously loaded region, that includes Cookeville, that includes Blackman, that includes Coffee County. But you're going to have to win it. It includes Lebanon. You're going to have to win it.
Coffee County just beat Blackman tonight.
You're going to have to win it. So that's the nature of the beast, and we'll see if Cookeville can get it done. But if they play like they did tonight and they play like they played really this entire season so far, they're going to have a good chance of anybody to win the region.
Cavaliers down here on the court right now. We're trailing 18-10 to start the second quarter. Got it to tied at halftime, actually led by 5 at one point. They had 6 different players score in the first half, led by Jack Oakley's 9 points. All of those came in the second quarter. He had 3 triples in the second quarter. 5 different players have scored, led by 15 points for Cam Swearingen for Knox Webb. Cavaliers will start out with the basketball first here in the second half, presented by Dr. Alyssa Hudson. Down low is Colin Ayers. Great shot fake. Goes up, cannot get the finish as he was trailing away from the basket. Ingram at the other end, back to Pompey. Down low, throws it up, can't get it to go, but the follow is there for Leith, who just seemed like he was floating in the air.
Yeah, that's what Cookeville wants to have back. They could have had that rebound, but got caught looking at it instead of going for it. It leads to the easy 2 for Webb.
So it's a 2-point lead for the Spartans. There's Jalen Hurd on the left wing. Hurd has not scored. Actually, he's got 2 points tonight off to Josh Hurd. Just the 2 free throws. Hurd, step back. Got it to go from the left side. That's a tough 2 for Josh Hurd. He's got 5 points. The leading scorer a year ago at 17 points a game. Ties it up at 31 apiece, a minute into this third quarter. We knew this was going to be a high-paced one. Lentz, a good cut down low and a good pass from Swearingen on top. Owen Lentz finds his first 2 points tonight. And back to a 2-point lead. You were keeping track of how many threes we were going to see. We've already seen 19 taken between the two sides. Josh Hurd thought about it for a second, throws it to Jalen on the right side. Hurd drives in, right-hand floater high in the air, can't get the finish. It's rebounded by Pompey.
Really don't want to see Cookeville get back into the ISO game. They had it in the first quarter, only scored 10 points in the second. They were spreading it around, getting open looks, and they ended up taking the slim lead, erasing an 8-point deficit. But the first 2 minutes of this quarter have been all ISO basketball with one player touching the ball.
Swearingen finishes on the other end. He's got 17 points. Again, that kid's going to be special. And again, this Cavalier team will see this Knox Webb team next Tuesday, a week from tonight. That pass deflected by Lentz. He comes up with a steal. Back the other way. He goes up with Reeves. Can't get the finish. And the putback by Ingram is fouled on the way up. Ingram will be at the line. The foul call on Jack Oakley. That is his first. Again, that's just the team's second foul all game long. It'll send Drake Ingram to the line for 2 free throws. Yeah, not as much rhythm offensively right now for the Cavaliers. A turnover there defensively. Have not had that same defensive pressure as Ingram connects on the first free throw. Jaron Davis will check in for Jack Oakley, who just picked up that foul.
And you know, they were hitting those crisp passes around, moving the defense, getting inside. The inside-out game was there in that second quarter, and then it just has sucked the air out of the gym. You come down, and it's a couple of crossovers, and you put up a contested jumper. Yeah, it may go, but it also may miss and lead to a 6-point deficit.
37-31 is the score now. The lead for the Spartans by 6. Cookeville trying to figure out what they want to do offensively here as they're moving the ball around against that zone defense. Kind of a spread out zone. Ayers on the left wing, going to penetrate, kick it out to Jalen Hurd. He will fire the triple. That one's off to the right side of the iron. Josh Hurd tracking down the rebound and saves it back into the Spartans. Swearingen keeps it in. Swearingen to the other side, kicks to Ingram, who's wide open, but a foul before the shot. The basket does not count. It's an offensive foul on Cam Swearingen.
Yeah, inside taking the charge was Hurd and able to square it up. And after the pass had gone, you still can't roll in there, and he did. Possession goes back to Cookeville.
So a turnover there by the Spartans makes it still 37-31, but 5:25 to go now in the third. Cavaliers just trying to find something offensively here, just the 2 points so far. On the right wing to Ayers. Has Davis in the corner, he finds him. Davis back out to Ayers. He'll penetrate, gets in the middle of the zone, all the way to the basket and finishes with the right hand.
Again, shot creator for himself and others. Colin Ayers that time shows off the vertical leap and just hangs in midair before putting it off the glass.
Pompey, a shot fake in the corner. Now he's going to drive on the left baseline. Underneath, trying to draw the contact and got the finish anyways. A tough finish for the junior.
It's a good job defending without fouling. Just a better finish inside, as you mentioned.
Davis triggers the deep three. That one's no good. Good rebound by Leaf. Ingram at the other end. Pauses. Now goes in. Good pass off to Pompey down low. Kicks it out. That pass almost stolen away. Ingram comes up with it. Fires the three. It's short, no good. Davis with his eyes up. Thought about throwing it to Reeves. Thinks better of it now as he slowly walks it up the court.
This is that kind of seesaw moment in the game. If you're Cookeville, if you can get a couple of good shots here, let's go into the final quarter. On the other hand, a little run for Knox Webb, and it starts to feel out of hand if they get up to that 10, 12-point range.
Jaron Davis with the basketball, driving in into a body, and Swearingen, he just stands him up and steals away the basketball. It's another turnover by the Cavaliers. Pompey, the floater with the right hand is good. Nobody picked him up, and a timeout taken. Pompey finishes another two. He's got 7. The full timeout taken by the Cavaliers, I believe. It's 41-33. Actually, it was a Spartan timeout. We'll take it with them. 3:55 to play in the third quarter. 41-33 is our score. Spartans lead. You're watching Cookeville basketball, presented by Dr. Alyssa Hudson, the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
SwallowsInsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
Back here out of the timeout, 41-33 is our score. It's been a nice start to the quarter for the Spartans. Conversely, for the Cavaliers, struggling offensively, turning the basketball over, and not much resistance defensively.
Yeah, they just got to get back into a rhythm here out of the timeout. I was a little surprised, and you mentioned in the break, they're trying to set up a defense, but the Spartans called timeout. I thought they were really controlling the rhythm, and when you have that, calling that timeout could break it. See if Cookeville is able to capitalize on what could be an opportunity for him.
Davis pulls it out beyond the three-point arc. Over to Josh Hurd. We've seen that 1-3-1 pulled out again. Josh Hurd triggers the triple again. That one's no good. Rebound tipped around. Jalen Hurd's got it. Back up. No, as it's blocked out of there. Ayers a second chance. Is fouled, and he'll be at the line. A lot of stuff going on down low. It was Taj Bowers sending it backwards.
That was a ferocious block by Bowers. I mean, got every bit of that one.
The foul called on Wilson Luton. And Ayers will be at the line here for 2 free throws from the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. The first one is good. But for the Cavaliers, it stops the clock. Again, you're only down by 7 points. It's just been that momentum has really been starting to fall in the way of the Spartans. Ayers, an 80% free throw shooter back in his freshman season. Knocks down both of them there. He's got 4 points in the quarter. Good for 9 on the ball game now. Makes it 41-35. Cavaliers looking for a stop with 3:28 to go in the third. Pompey with the basketball. At the 10-foot volleyball line, bounces off to Leaf. Leaf skips it over to Bowers. He fires the three, but it's blocked by Hurd and stolen away by Ayers. Ayers now turns on the Jets across the timeline. looks at the basket, kicks it out. Davis triggers the three. That one's no good, but a long rebound in the hands of Jack Oakley. He hit 3 threes in the quarter in the second, but hasn't shot one yet here in this quarter. Ayers resets the offense. Davis off to Josh Hurd. Got a screen. Over to Jalen Hurd. He fires the three. Oh! He hit it. He got the foul call, and he'll be at the line for a 4-point play opportunity. Foul is called on Owen Lentz. That is the second time he has gotten into a three-point shooter and been tagged with a foul. It's his third foul tonight.
The third time in the game that they fouled a three-point shooter as a team, and that one was an every bit of a foul. And Hurd able to splash it home, and all of a sudden, Cookeville's offense showing a little bit of signs of life, and it started with, again, Colin Ayers running the point. He's being able to distribute to some of these shooters as opposed to them taking it off the dribble. You're way more likely to make a jumper if you can get it passed right into the pocket. And right now, Colin Ayers is doing that for his teammates.
A 4-point play for Jalen Hurd makes it a 2-point game. 41-39. Back cut Ingram. Lost it out of bounds. That's Cookeville basketball. 2:36 to play in the quarter, and that momentum right back into the hands of the Cavaliers. You mentioned it. Started with Colin Ayers, the point guard, getting them into good spots. As he slowly walks it up the court. Across the timeline, drives it right side. Hurd to Oakley. Deep three on the way. That one's off the mark.
And he got hit, too, on that
did,
shot.
But right back into Ayers. He goes up and lays it in. Ingram was falling out of bounds. Ayers was right there. And he is the beneficiary of the 2 points, ties it up at 41 apiece.
It's been a game of runs, a little Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for Cookeville, but right now the doctor's in, and they're making it work.
2 minutes to go here in the quarter. Leith with the basketball for the Spartans. There's a big lead, a big run, like you said, to start the second half. The Cavs have answered right back.
And again,
and a reach-in foul by Jalen Hurd.
I go back to the decision to call a timeout by Knox Webb. They were rolling. They were controlling it, and they called the full timeout. I would have gotten it if it was Cookeville. And since then, all Cavaliers, you gave a free opportunity to your opponent to make some changes. They clearly have, and now it's a ball game again.
Yeah, they reset and have been able to get back into it, tied it up at 41 apiece. 2 defenders come out to Pompey. He fires it over for the 3 ball from the wing from Luton, but it's an offensive rebound. Back up, no good. Bowers hit out of bounds. Ayers got a hand on it last. It'll stay with the Spartans underneath. Nice job by Ayers, though, to just hit it out of his hands because he was going to have position. Pompey will inbound on the V&S and Cavs. Swearingen, only 2 points here in the quarter. It's been a balanced attack here in the third. Coach Norris trying to get somebody to cut through the middle of the lane, finally does. Ingram to Pompey. He penetrates to the basket. The right-hand leaner, no. Rebound tipped out to Swearingen. Back down low to Bowers. Goes up and lays it in as he met Josh Hurd at the rim. Tough finish for Taj Bowers. He's got 4 points. 1:12 to play here in the quarter. It's back to a 2-point lead for the Spartans. Down low, Ayers, the left-handed runner, somehow falls. Had just enough English for the senior.
Yeah, this dude's good. Colin Ayers can play. I'm telling you, he's due for a breakout season. If he stays healthy, watch out. He's a key cog for this Cookeville team that they've been missing for 3 years.
Ingram knocks it down from 17 feet. He's got 6 points and makes it 45-43 with 45 seconds to play in the third. Ayers, left baseline, spinning on the block, kicking out to Jalen Hurd. He fires the 3 again and hits. It's a Domino's 3 for Jalen Hurd, and the Cavs have a 1-point lead again, 46-45.
Who put it in the pocket? Colin Ayers drives inside and fires an accurate pass that allows a great shooter to get off a clean shot. That is high-level half-court basketball out of Cookeville.
19 seconds remain here in the third. Pompey with the basketball, trying to run it down. Looks to the sideline with 10 seconds. Gets a screen from Swearingen with 8. Pompey penetrates with 5 to the basket. Lays it up and in. That was too easy. Now 3 seconds for Colin Ayers. Back the other way. 1 second. Ayers fires a whistle. And an offensive foul is called on Colin Ayers. And I believe that'll take us to the end of the third. They waved the shot off, so technically there should be time, but it looks like we're going to end the third quarter, and that is going to be the case. So the basket is good for Pompey at one end, a charge called on Colin Ayers at the other, and we have come to the end of 3, and the Spartans have the 1-point lead, 47-46. You're watching Cookeville Basketball, presented by Dr. Alyssa Hudson on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
This new construction open split bedroom plan in the Honeybrook subdivision has 1,560 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and features a tankless water heater, natural gas heat, and central air. Best of all, the owner is offering $10,000 credit at closing, which you can use for closing costs, a 2s for closing costs, a 2-1 buy down, or price reduction. For more information, call Sonia Brown Real Estate at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown Real Estate is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Cavaliers trail by 1 as we start this fourth quarter of action. It was a bucket with 3 seconds to go in the quarter by Jalen Pompey to give a 1-point advantage for the Spartans. They start out with the basketball here in the fourth. Presented by Dr. Alyssa Hudson. 47-46, a big early season matchup between these two teams who will meet again in 7 days in Knoxville next week. Here's Lentz, make it Pompey on the left wing. Skips a pass over to Swearingen. He fires the 3. That one's off the mark. It's rebounded on the weak side by Jack Oakley. Jalen Hurd in transition, pounds the rock with the left hand, goes past his defender to the basket, lays it up and in from the right side. A tough finish for the junior. He's up to 11 points. Back to a 1-point lead for the Cavs. Pompey on the left wing. And we've got a foul off the ball. Drake Ingram cutting through. Jack Oakley is going to be tagged with it. Got 2 hands on him and wasn't letting him get past. So it was a pretty much letting them go through the first 3 quarters of the ball game. Cavaliers have only had 5 total fouls called on them all game long. That's their first of this fourth quarter.
Once again, we're live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Pretty decent crowd watching on YouTube as well. Search Upper Cumberland Reporter.
Lentz triggers the 3. It's no good. Reeves has the rebound. Up to Jalen Hurd. 1 minute into this final frame. Cavs with a 1-point lead. Jack Oakley hasn't scored since that ferocious second quarter where he hit 3 Domino's threes. Josh Hurd trying to create some space. Kicks out to Reeves. Reeves inside. Shot fake. Goes up. Got the foul. Cannot get the finish, but he will be at the line. The Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. So the foul is called on Drake Ingram. That's his second. It's the team's first here in the quarter.
The 3-point counter by mine. I may have missed 1 or 2. 26 between the two teams. Not as high as I thought it would be entering this game, to be honest.
Pretty average, I feel like, especially for these two sides.
Cookeville can shoot 26 in one night.
They did that against Cumberland County, and they hit a lot of them. Reeves is good on the first. He's got 5 points tonight. One big thing for this Cavalier team as Reeves eyes up the second free throw. It's no good on the second one. Josh Hurd, their leading scorer from a year ago, only 5 points tonight. He only had 6 points against Cumberland County. At some point, he's going to break out and have his normal scoring night, and they're going to put up a lot of points. 49-47, Cavs lead by 2. Swearingen with it, steps through, goes up with the left hand, no good. Joseph Owens into the game, has the rebound. Owens will get it up into the hands of Jalen Hurd. Owens giving a spell for Jaron Davis over on the bench. Jack Oakley for 3. Oh, halfway down, no. Owens got fouled on the way back up, and he'll be at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. And Oakley just kind of laughs as he claps his hands together and says, well, not much you can do about that.
On the Papa Shot machine, that counts.
Yeah, right.
It hit the
triggers
sensor.
it.
It hit the sensor, but we're not playing Papa Shot tonight.
30-second timeout taken by the Spartans. They've got 3 timeouts left before the free throws.
I think very much right now Webb wishes they had one more timeout in their pocket. If Cookeville wins this game, remember that moment where they had opened up an 8-point lead, were in control, were dictating the game. They called a timeout, and since then it has been all Cookeville. Now they lead by 2, so we'll see if this kind of reverses the curse, so to speak, if you're a Knox Webb Spartan.
Joseph Owens, who has not scored tonight, has not scored this season, actually, will be at the line here for a couple of free throw tries.
You just put a ridiculous amount of pressure on that young man.
They're just free throws.
They're
Muscle
free.
memory. Exactly. No one's in front of you. I say from the booth up above the court.
I think if you gave people the option, they would take somebody standing about 5 feet away with their hands straight up in the air.
And he misses on the first.
That's on you.
That's on me.
That is absolutely on you. There's no question.
See, he didn't say anything, and he knocks it down. Second free throw good for Joseph Owens. And he's got his first point of the season, and it's a 3-point lead for the Cavaliers. Pompey to the basket. Good defense by Hurd. Hit out of bounds. Nope, Hurd's got it. Throws it ahead to Bennett Reeves. Reeves runs into a defender, and a foul is going to be called on Lentz. He just got in the way.
Yeah, we've had some collisions in this game. That one was an awkward-looking one.
Lentz picks up his 4th foul, so that'll be something to pay attention to. That's a starter for him. He's got just 2 points tonight. Reeves will inbound. Throw it out top. Somebody's going to have to track it down. It's Josh Hurd.
That's dangerous.
It was kind of almost looked like a miscommunication.
Yeah.
Josh Hurd being guarded, and they are counting. This is going to be close to 5 seconds, and it is 5 seconds. He's counting out near half court, and Josh Hurd couldn't believe it. He thought he got
realized
fouled.
It, yeah. He didn't realize they were calling that 5 seconds closely guarded. It's been a point of contention what closely guarded actually is, but they call it, and Coach Hurd is not happy at all about it.
You know what we should do on Saturday when our friend Jeremy Tollison is alongside us? We should get a confirmation on the actual rule that constitutes close guarding.
I have a great idea. If they're closely guarding them, call that closely guarded.
Lentz, shot fake, fires the 3 and hits. Big one for Owen Lentz, who's playing with 4 fouls, ties the game up at 50 apiece. And it's the first points of this 4th quarter for Knox Webb with 5:25 to play in the quarter. Owens to Reeves. Hurd got loose in the corner. He jabs, he drives. The little floater from the left baseline is no good. A little bit short. Lentz has the rebound for the Spartans. Brings it across the timeline as Colin Ayers is at the scorer's table getting set to come back into this game. Lentz dribbling around, hands it off. Bowers to Pompey. Now Leith on the wing, looks inside. Good defense by Reeves, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Spartans, but still great effort by the senior getting in front of the taller Bowers.
Yeah, absolutely great effort there. Defensively, you've seen it. Take it up. Here's Colin Ayers back in the game. That should help stabilize things on offense just a little bit.
Owens will stay in. Oakley will come out.
No, he never
didn't
left
come
the
off
floor.
the court.
He never left the floor. They changed the sub, and now the official says, okay.
He's got a touch off the court. Now we're ready for basketball. We've got a great game. Stay out of it. 50-50, 4:50 to go in the ball game.
I can tell you're hanging out with me, Jacob. I love it.
Listen, I can let it fly here a little bit. I've got a boss that lets me do it. Ingram on the wing.
Justin really lets you get away with it.
Down low, Josh Hurd meets him up there. Leith goes up, will be fouled. Josh Hurd good on the way down, so that's good to see. We'll just pick up his first foul, and at the line is going to be Alex Leith in a tie ball game with 4:38 remaining.
If you haven't already, please hit the like button on the stream. That helps us out a whole bunch. Comment along with us.
I just noticed Swearingen, he's been out of the game. He was over at the trainers. Looks like he may have been taped up as well. He's ready to come back in, and that could be a big reason why they have not been scoring here in this 4th quarter, as that free throw is no good.
It's a pretty physical game. We've seen a lot of players go and get some tape. A couple of players leave with apparent injuries and check back in, so you're going to have some bruises after this game.
Leith, no good on the second one as well. 0 for 2. He's only got 4, make it 9 points tonight.
That's 2 big misses there for as Cookeville keeps this game tied.
Now to Ayers on the wing. He jabs, pulls it back out. Good defense by Leith that time, cutting him off. Jalen Hurd has to back it up. 4:20 remaining in this ball game. Jalen goes past his defender to the basket. They wave it off. The foul is on the floor. The Cavaliers will have it underneath.
Yeah, after he beat the defender, just a little nudge in the back. It's enough to get the foul call, and that is big. It's the 4th, so the next one from here on out, Cookeville shooting 2 free throws.
Taj Bowers picks up his first. It is the team's 4th, so next one will put the Cavs at the line.
There it is.
And there it is, and the Cavaliers are shooting free throws for the final 4 minutes and 12 seconds of this ball game. That foul is called on Drake Ingram. That is his 3rd. who's going to be at the line. It's going to be Colin Ayers, so that's a pretty good free throw shooter.
Yeah, that's a big deal here in a tie game. You look at where the discrepancies in the game could be. Being in the bonus and having 2 fouls to give, that's a great spot to be in if you're Cookeville midway through this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Cavaliers only have 2 fouls committed so far here in the quarter. Ayers connects on the first. And he's got 14 points tonight.
And there's a lot of Cavaliers who are really good free throw shooters, right? That's the nature of this team. They're not going to have the big post players, so who's usually not great at free throws? Those post players. So they got an opportunity to make some damage.
All 5 starters are 73% and above from last season. Ayers from his freshman season is perfect tonight. 4 of 4 from the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line, and a timeout taken. What was it taken by? It's a full timeout. Didn't catch who it was taken by, so we'll say Spartans.
I believe it's Knox Webb.
52-50 is our score. 4:12 to play in the ball game. We're back after this. You're watching Cookeville basketball, presented by Dr. Alyssa Hudson on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is also home to the UCR Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
(52-50), the Cavaliers have a 2-point lead after 2 good free throws by Colin Ayers, who's got 15 points tonight. The senior leading the way right now for the Cookeville Cavaliers.
Stick around postgame for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. You like how I did that there?
That was pretty good. Good segue.
Yep.
4:10 to play in the ball game. Believe that timeout was taken by the Spartans. That means they have 2 left. The Cavaliers have 3 left. This is Bowers with it on the top of the key, off to Swearingen, back into the ball game. Swearingen throws it out of bounds. He was looking on the wing, asking for a tip. It wasn't even close to being tipped.
There's nobody within a country mile
radius. He threw
radius.
it straight out of bounds.
There's no question that was not tipped. I'm all for arguing with the
officials. We can go back and look at the video.
I am all for arguing with officials, but that one was definitely not tipped.
I mean, the spin didn't change anything. He was trying to throw it on the wing to a teammate, and he wasn't there. Reeves with the basketball for the Cavaliers. 3:43 remaining in a 2-point ball game. Our second half presented by Dr. Alyssa Hudson.
This is my first time on this side of the court. Usually we're on the opposite side. It's been invaded, but it's driving in here. Is Reeves off the glass for 2. Bennett Reeves with the finish. I feel like we got a great view of some of these plays from this side. Less interference from the benches and the scorers table, so we've got a good look at some stuff tonight. That's a carry.
They didn't call him. The whole Cavalier bench stood up asking for it. Great finish by Reeves to give him the 4-point lead. Reeves just kind of lulled his defender to sleep. Pompey at the other end. Kick out Lentz. Lentz on the wing. Pulls it back out to Swearingen. He's been a little bit quiet in this second half. Now he's got the basketball again. In the high post. Jabs, drives, goes up. Can't get the finish. Hurd pulls down the rebound. And,
he dribbled it on the way down.
Somehow.
He got one dribble down and then picked it up. That counts.
Nice job by Josh Hurd, and good to see that he was okay. He's taken a couple of big falls tonight. He's been all right all game long. He's a little bit shaken up standing in the corner as he's trying to stretch it out. Ayers driving. Ayers finishing with the right. The Cavaliers trying to close this game out. 2:30 to play. Swearingen. And 2 hands on him. Reeves will be tagged with his second foul. That will be the 4th team foul, so that's the last foul that they can give. The next one will put the Spartans at the line with 2:26 to play.
Can I make a Justin Matheny no-does statement? Colin Ayers is good at basketball.
Oh, yeah.
He's good at every level of the game. He can shoot the 3. He can get it inside. He's a tremendous passer, and he's defending players taller than him at a really elite level.
3 ball from the wing is no good, off the hands of Leaf. 2:20 remaining in the ball game, and the Cavaliers slowing the pace down, leading by 6.
Yeah, not the Cookeville specialty.
They're going to have to get it
down
across the timeline here. Owens finally does.
Not their specialty to slow it down, but now is a perfect time for them, too. They're in the bonus, and now you get the timeout as Josh Hurd wants to talk about things.
So Hurd takes a timeout. That is a 30-second timeout. So they have 2 full timeouts left. The Spartans have 2 full timeouts left. And a ball game that's got 2:05 remaining. 6-point lead for the Cavaliers. You give it to Bennett Reeves. You give it to Colin Ayers. You let them dribble the basketball. You let them lull the defense to sleep and maybe end up in 2 points like they have in the last 3 possessions.
Yeah, listen, you got to tip your cap to the Cavaliers. They went down 8 points, and it was like, uh-oh. In the second half, and then after the timeout called by Knox Webb, they came out and looked like a different team, right? It's that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. There's been a couple of quarters where you go, I don't know. But when they've been on, like they are right now, they're playing really good basketball, and this would be a huge win if they can hang on for the next 2:05.
2 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the contest. It's 56-40. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. Bennett Reeves has a double team on him, gets around it. They call a foul.
Yep.
I was afraid they were going to call an offensive foul there, but it's going to be called on Taj Bowers. That'll be his second.
Yeah, Bennett got his hand hooked a little bit around the defender, but he had to because they were not allowing anywhere for him to go. And without block, they were creating that contact. So, gets a roll of the trip to the line. This is big.
Reeves, a 73% free throw shooter a year ago, the lowest percentage out of the starters, knocks down the first. Reeves tonight has 8 points, 4 of them here in the quarter.
UpperCumberlandReporter.com. Goose in Cumberland County tonight. Rusty's at Pickett County. Kaylee is here. We've got 3 game stories, photo galleries, and highlight videos to come.
No good on the second one. It's a 7-point game. 1:55 to play. Lentz to Swearingen. Top of the key to Bowers. Ingram open, fires and hits.
Big shot. That's a big shot for Knox Webb. The offense has not come to them. They can score, though, in a hurry. And in a 4-point game with 1:43, they don't have to panic. That's good half-court offense. Not bad defense, but a really strong possession there for the Spartans.
They take a timeout. They say it's a 30-second timeout, but by my count, they didn't have any 30s left. So we'll see if
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's fine. But so they take a 30-second timeout. 57-53, a huge three, as you said, for Drake Ingram. 1:43 remaining in the game. By my count, 1 timeout left for the Spartans in this basketball game.
Don't forget, 3 games live on Friday night. Jamestown as York takes on Stone Memorial. Here as Cookeville hosts Farragut, and in Baxter as Upperman hosts Summit. Game here starts at 5:30. Elsewhere, 6 o'clock on the other 2 streams. And then on Saturday morning, the Class 4A State Championship game and audio stream as Upperman takes on Pearl Cone. We're all going to be there for that one.
A turnover by the Cavaliers, an overpass. 1:35 to play in a 4-point game. Swearingen driving, right-hand scoop, no. Hurd, the rebound for the Cavs, and Ingram a little aggressive trying to get it back. That'll be his 4th. It'll send Josh Hurd to the line for 2 free throws with 1 minute and 27 seconds to play in the ball game.
Disaster averted. The one thing you can't afford to do is turn the basketball over, but they're able to force the miss with some good defense, and now you get to where you would have been, which is at the line for your best player to try to make 2 free throws and stretch it back to 6.
Hurd eyes the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw and knocks down the first. The senior has been held in check tonight, just 6 points, but again, he's got teammates that can score the basketball. It's not like he's playing bad basketball.
Particularly on defense. I think his impact has been really key tonight.
Great. And he knocks them both down, and again, those are 2 massive free throws. 59-53, 1:27 to play. Spartans with it. Ingram, handoff, Pompey, gets a screen, goes to the right. To the basket. Hurd tips it from behind. Rebound loose, and a foul is called. And Reeves will be shooting free throws at the other end. Spartans can't believe it. Ingram just fouled out of the game.
Yeah, they were sure it was going to go on Cookeville, but I don't know why, as Reeves got fouled on his way down.
So yeah, he was holding the basketball.
This is even more critical than the last because you can turn it into a 3-possession game. Right now, 2 3-pointers ties it up.
Reeves just went 1 for 2. He is 2 for 4 here in the 4th quarter from the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. 1:16 remaining in a 6-point ball game. First one's good.
Yeah, now there's a little less pressure on this one. You'd love to make it, but you've got that magic 3-possession lead. 1:16 to go. Cookeville. This will be a big one tonight.
Senior misses the second. 60-53, 1:12 to play. Pompey kicks in the corner. Leaf fires the 3 and rattles it home. And a timeout taken. I believe that's their final one for the Spartans with 1:06 to play in the ball game. It's a full timeout. That gives Leaf 12 points on the game. It's 60-56. Spartans are doing everything they can to stay in this game.
Yeah, they are. And the good news for Cookeville right now is they're largely making their free throws. They'll need to do the same here. They can't turn the ball over. They got away with one just a minute ago or so. But when you're playing a team like Webb, they are able to hit the three at a prolific rate. Everybody on the floor can shoot it. So you got to be really crisp in your operation. Make it a difficult three if they have the ball. Make your free throws. Don't turn the ball over needlessly. Cookeville in the catbird seat with a 4-point lead, but this one's still far from over. Also aided by the fact that we believe this is their last timeout. Cookeville does have a foul to give as well, so they can be aggressive defensively if they want to be. You're where you want to be if you're a Cavalier fan, but you got to finish it out over the next 106. In years past, this is a game Cookeville loses, right? They're not even in the game at this point. Now they have the lead. Can this squad finish it off?
Cavaliers are 8 of 12 from the charity stripe here in the fourth quarter. They are 18 of 26 on the ball game. With 66 seconds remaining, they lead by 4. They are going to have to get the basketball in and get it up the court. Hurd gets it into Ayers. Ayers trying to race down the court, and Pompey will be tagged with it.
Stepped out.
Never mind, it's a turnover. So a turnover by Ayers. And still a 4-point game. With the exception of a 4-point play, it's still a 2-possession game. Swearingen will inbound for the Spartans on their half. 1 minute and 4 seconds to go in the ball game. There is Pompey around the corner. He stops, he pops, and he hits again with 55 seconds. A timeout taken, so they did have one timeout left, so that is their final timeout. It gets them within 2. It stops the clock at 55 seconds to go here in the game. So now we know for sure the Spartans are out of timeouts.
Clock on your screen is not official. I'm trying to keep it.
You're at it right now.
I had to add a second.
55 and a half. We'll give them the decimal. 55.5.
I want to. It's tough to keep it on there the whole time, but I'm trying to do it so everybody at home knows how much time there is here in this pivotal final minute. But again, turnover, basket on the other end. Exactly what we said you can't do if you're Cookeville. So now there's a ton more pressure on this possession because if you turn it over, they can go take the lead with one shot. And if you get to the line, you got to make them both. Knox Webb doing exactly what you want to do if you're trailing in the fourth quarter. The question is, can the Cavaliers hold them off and get a critical second win of the season?
The Spartans have no timeouts left, so they cannot stop the clock anymore. 60-58, they trail by 2, and the Cavaliers will be at the line no matter what on a foul. Unless it's player controlled, I should say. Hurd will inbounds. Cavaliers have to go the length of the court. Bounce pass to Ayers. Ayers is going to be fouled, and it was close because he was on that sideline again. Coach Norris throws his hands down in disgust. Foul is called on Pompey. That'll be his third foul, and it sends Colin Ayers to the line. Colin Ayers so far tonight, 4 of 4.
And that's a dangerous place to send that pass to. You got the call there on the foul, but if you don't, you're tiptoeing down the sideline trying to stay in bounds, as we saw in the last possession.
Well, that makes it a 3-point game, so that's an important one. This one to make it a 2-possession game. 54 seconds to play. Joseph Owens comes in for defense. Ayers. Good again. Senior has been great tonight. 62-58, 50 seconds remaining. Lentz takes it right side. Spins around. Left baseline past the Leaf. Leaf backing down Jalen Hurd. A whistle and a foul is called before the shot. Stops the clock at 37.9. That is the 4th team foul by the board. Jalen Hurd picks up his second.
Yeah, so you're okay there if you're Cookeville. You had one more to give, and now you got to bow up and play good defense.
Spartans will inbound underneath the basket left side. 37.9 on the clock. Pompey surveying. Finally gets it into Lentz. 35 seconds to play. They trail by 4. They're going to have to shoot it at some point. Bowers, back cut, Lentz underneath. Goes up. Good defense by Ayers, and he rips down the rebound. A jump ball is called. I mean, that wasn't possessed by one person for more than a second, let alone two. And the clock will stop at 25 seconds. It's going to go to Cookeville, though. But that's a big call because now the possession arrow is in favor of the Spartans.
And it's not a good call either. Nobody had possession until Colin Ayers had it and wrestled it maybe half a second. Somebody else had the ball.
Hurd gets it into Jalen Hurd, and he is fouled immediately. 23.6 on the clock. It'll send Jalen Hurd, the junior, to the line for 2 free throws. The foul is called on Pompey. That is his 4th foul. So now Lentz and Pompey both playing with 4 fouls. Jalen Hurd will be at the line here for 2 free throws. So far tonight, he is 3 of 4 from the stripe.
Every one you can make gives you just a hair more breathing room. Still enough time for Knox Webb, who can shoot the basketball.
In and out on the first. 23.6 seconds to play. No timeouts left for the Spartans. And if they are fouled, they will be at the line for 2 shots. No good on the second one. Still a 4-point game, though. 20 seconds to play. Spartans got to hurry. Pompey driving. Good defense by Hurd. Kick out Lentz. Back to Pompey. Step back. Got him in the air. Fires it. Missed it deep. Rebound. Back up. Good for Leaf. But the clock can continue to run.
Hold it.
Yeah. And they got a foul. They finally stopped the clock at 1.5.
And if you're a Cookeville fan, you're saying, man, just hold it.
Yep.
You didn't even have to inbound the basketball there with 5 seconds on the clock. They could have ticked it down. So now you make them both, it's over. But if you miss one, they got a chance for a heave at the buzzer.
They could have ran it down to about 1.5 and then just thrown it down the court, and the game would have been over with. 2-point game right now, and Ayers is at the line for 2 free throws. And it's good.
The good news is Colin Ayers is really good at basketball, and you've got him at the line. One more to finish it off.
Good again. Big cheer for the senior. And that'll be our final score, 64-60. The Cavaliers finally take down the Knox Webb Spartans in a close one. Final score, 64-60. And Colin Ayers was tremendous down the stretch in this one. He's going to finish with 6 good free throws in the fourth quarter. He was 6 of 6. He had 8 points in the final frame. Good for 21 on the night. I mean, the senior, you mentioned it, he's due for a breakout season. He has not played the last 2 seasons, full seasons, I should say, due to injuries, and he has played very well through 2 games so far this year.
Just so happy for Colin Ayers. He's had to work so hard for multiple knee injuries. Every time he gets back, it just didn't go his way, but right now he is playing great basketball, and that is a really good win for Cookeville. That is a game down 8 in the third quarter where I think the last 3 years, there's no question they lose that basketball game. But this year, they were able to maintain a level head. They got back into the flow of the offense after, going into some of that isolation ball stuff that wasn't working for them. They ended up rallying back. They get the victory. They hang on late despite a game effort out of Knox Webb. That's a really good win for the Cavs to stay undefeated early on the season at 2-0.
They make 22 free throws, 12 of those in the fourth quarter, 12 of 18 in the final frame, and it was Colin Ayers leading the way, 8 of 8 from the charity stripe. The Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line on the ball game, finished with 21 points. We'll take you through the rest of the scores as well. Jalen Hurd finishes with 11 points tonight, 9 points apiece for Jack Oakley and Bennett Reed. 7 points for Josh Hurd, 6 points for Jaron Davis off the bench, and 1 point for Joseph Owens. On the other side for the Webb Spartans, they were led by Cam Swearingen, 17 points, but only had 2 in the second half. 14 points for Alex Leith, 11 points for Jalen Pompey, 9 points for Drake Ingram, 5 points for Owen Lentz, and 4 for Taj Bowers. Got to believe the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Fairly easy pick again for the boys contest.
It's Colin Ayers. Yep. There's no question about it. He was the best player on the floor tonight. He had a great game, really on both sides of the basketball. He controlled the pace of the game, ran the offense well. When they needed him to be a scorer, he was a scorer. He created shots for others. He is the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game.
So the Cavaliers improved to 2-0 on the young season. A big win over the Knox Webb Spartans, who fall to 3-2. These two will meet again in 7 days in Knoxville. That'll be be a 6:30 start time, Central Time for the ladies, and then the boys will follow afterwards. That'll be another fun couple of matchups in Knoxville. We'll have the call of that. Before that, though, the Cavaliers are back at home against Farragut, another team from Knoxville, and another couple of really good ball games on tap for both the Lady Cavaliers and the Cavaliers. Lady Cavaliers got the win tonight, 55-40, led by Allie Gillis' 18 points, and the Cavaliers on the boys' side, 64-60, led by Colin Ayers, 21 points. Make sure to tune in Friday. Of course, we've got the Coaches Show coming up tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning right here on our UCR page. Friday, we'll have basketball, 3 different games Friday, and then football on Saturday. The Upperman Bees will battle Pearl Cone in the state championship for 4A to see who is the top dog in the 4A classification. We'll have coverage starting 8 a.m., 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
We'll see.
You see game in the morning around 8. Pregame coverage will start at 9.
That's right, yes.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to that. That's what we have coming up this week. We appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. The Cavaliers sweeping the Webb Spartans here in Cookeville. That's going to do it for us. For Noah McKay, I'm Jacob Vincent, and the rest of our